Welcome to episode 46 of Two Guys, One Sport. It is the Royal Rumble Super Show, and holy crap, there are a lot more of you here than I'm used to. I'm Chris, joined, of course, by the good brother George. Good day,
Avengers
sir.
Assemble. How's
Indeed.
everyone doing today?
Let's introduce everybody. Let's start off making his third appearance on the show. The good brother Don Sal.
Hello.
Good day, sir. You've got to be feeling good after your boy Miz won his title back this week.
Oh, yes. No, I'm incredibly happy about that. The only thing I'm not happy about is I'm not sure if I exist or not, but that's just due from exhaustion and should be fixed with a good night's sleep.
Remember, the rule is I think, therefore I am.
That was Voltaire, right? Or was that Descartes?
Descartes.
It was Descartes, okay.
Yes, Mr. Good old Sir Descartes. And then, joining us for the very first time from our sister show, Shooting Debris, the father of Los Ingobernables de Podcast, Mr. Taker's Minion. Good day, sir.
Greetings and salutations, everyone. Yes, I am actually here tonight. Don't have to work tonight. Fantastic.
Yes, indeed.
The third shift kills me.
I'm glad to have you here, and I'm glad that you have the night off.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, and when you're done talking to us, you can go get a good night's sleep, or whatever. I don't know. What would you do, considering that you normally work third shift?
Believe it or not, I took a nap this afternoon for a couple hours,
and
then I'm home with my wife tonight because she got off of work at 5. So
nice.
Had a nice dinner. Sat down together, had dinner. Something we haven't done in ages, and
That's awesome.
Get to actually share a bed when it's cold. You know, keep each other warm.
Fantastic.
If you get my drift.
Yes, indeed.
Jesus Christ.
And we are exceptionally fucking pleased and honored to welcome to the show, making a triumphant return to the wrestling podcast world, hopefully not for one night only, rising from the ashes like a phoenix aflame, Miss Tonya Rogers.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, I'm back. I don't know if it's going to be, one night only. We'll see. But this was important. I had to.
Well, we're exceptionally proud to have you here.
Thank you.
It's good to welcome you back in, and yeah, we're talking the Royal Rumble tonight. Mr. Dr. Senju from Shooting Debris is also scheduled to join us. Unfortunately, I do not know where he is right now, thanks to time zone differences. It's entirely possible that he is still asleep. But we will roll on. We will continue, and if he is able to join us, we will certainly bring him on board to join in the discussion. We're going to start with something that is technically tangentially related to the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, because it resulted in a cancellation of a match. That is, of course, the suspension and subsequent release of Mr. Eric Arndt, also known as Enzo Amore, from WWE, following a revelation that he has been charged and investigated for sexual assault in the state of Arizona. There was, let me just get the actual interview information here. There was an interview released to TMZ 2 days ago, January 23rd, by a victim by the name of Philomena Sheehan, who goes by Miss Gucci Witch on Twitter, accusing Amore of raping her in a Phoenix hotel room on October 19th, 2017. He was immediately fired, and the Cruiserweight title has been vacated as a result of this. And as much as we don't want to talk about it, because this guy is an absolute piece of garbage, we're going to talk about it, and we're going to start in the way that only is appropriate. I'm muting everybody else because Tonya is gracing us with the first in an exceptionally long, delayed series of Tonya bombs. I'm going to mute myself as well, and just tear it apart, please.
Okay. So this is an extremely delicate issue. And I can understand where some people would be willing to wait till the facts come out and to give Enzo the benefit of the doubt. Me, myself, I've read the details of this story, I am willing to suspend some form of benefit of the doubt, okay? However, as someone who, in my younger years, I was a bit, some people would say I was wild. I partied, aka I did a lot of hard drugs, a lot of drinking. And I didn't do them all alone all the time. I did it with groups of other people. And reading Philomena's story reminded me of several instances that I've been in. I just been lucky enough to be lucid enough to realize what was going on. Yes, I was in a situation where I was getting high with people I thought I could trust. And the intention was to sexually assault me. Flat out and simple. I've seen people say, well, why did she wait 2 days? She was doing something illegal. And when you are in that lifestyle, the first thing you think of is self-preservation. She may have not even remembered the things that happened. She might have thought at some point, even if she couldn't remember, that it was consensual. That's why these so-called receipts of the text messages, where you cannot read tone and intention in text. That's why people get into stupid ass Twitter beefs all the time, because somebody takes a comment a different way. That video from that guy, I've been around a lot of drug addicts. That boy, he is on meth. And if you say, well, she's on drugs and she can't be trusted, but you're going to turn around and believe another drug addict because it's what you want to hear. Because the truth may be too fragile to your ego. Enzo Amore is somebody you look up to or you're a fan of. Or it might not even be that. It might get a little bit deeper, and you're just the type of asshole to not believe a woman when she says she was raped. Unless she's a let me break it down to certain people, because certain people think of a rape and sexual assault. Every single time it happens, the woman is some Virgin Mary and she's just walking and minding her business, and some man slobbering all that out the mouth in a dark alley takes her and rapes her. Trust me, most rapes and sexual assault are by somebody you know and somebody you trusted, or a friend of a friend. And this situation in the party atmosphere, it happens all the time. It happens to too many women who use drugs. Way too many. Because who is going to believe her? She's a druggie. She's a meth head. She's a cokehead. Look at her Twitter. And this is why I wanted to come on this show. I'm so fucking disappointed in my community. Now, I may rag on certain smarks if they don't like Roman Reigns and the push down our throats and their vocal assholes who think they represent the majority of fans. But that's frivolous stuff. This is serious. And if you are spending your time going through this woman's social media to prove her wrong, who the fuck do you think you are? This investigation has been going on for 3 months. And you talk shit about the woman who waited 2 days and then decided I should go to the authorities. But excuse the guy who waited 3 fucking months to tell his employers. And I've seen, well, he didn't want to get suspended. Well, that would mean that he was hiding something from his employees, and that was wrong. Motherfuckers signing petitions. Fuck you. Simply put. There's no other way to put this. When someone comes out and says they're a victim of sexual assault, believe them. If they're lying, it will come out. And then they're the person who has done wrong. There is no shame in supporting someone who says something like this happened to them. And in my opinion, because let's face it, WWE has a permissive culture. They've had it for the longest time. There are wrestlers who have beat their wives, who have done far worse things than Enzo has done, and the umbrella of WWE still protects them and still lionizes them, like the Ultimate Warrior, like the Fabulous Moolah. Shawn Michaels used to roofie women. Oh, apparently not to rape them, just to fuck with their bodies and throw them out in the hallway. This is a WWE Hall of Famer. So please miss me with like, oh, he didn't want to just get harshly punished. No, if he had a went to management when he first found out, they would have been aware. And the funniest thing to me is Ryan Satin, when he first got suspended, said, it's obvious WWE knows something we don't know. No. He was suspended because WWE knew exactly what we knew, which was nothing until it came out on the fucking internet. How can you put your trust in somebody like that? How can you say, oh, yeah, he's definitely... Oh, I said something on Twitter, and I said, believe victims. And then this motherfucker dared to tweet back at me the so-called receipts. And I didn't engage because this in 2018, my new motto is not to engage with these fuckwads. I have a hashtag. Everybody please join it. Please help me block a bitch 2018. And that's what we need to do. We need to block these people. We need to push these people out of our fucking community. It's been too goddamn long. These are the type of fans that allow this shit to happen. One of the main I'm kind of glad I don't support the indies now because of the shit that's going on in the indie level, and all these abusers, assaulters are still getting booked and they're still getting work, but they can't in the WWE because the thing that we hate most about the WWE is the thing that's protecting victims. It's too publicized. It's too big. They can't keep this scum, this shit. The wrestlers now are so much better than the way they used to be. I idolized a lot of shitty fucking people. Realize Chris Benoit was one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. He was a shitty person, and also missed me with, oh, with CTE, he didn't know what he was doing. Bullshit. This the same people who defend Chris Benoit, defend Enzo Amore, and search for Paige on porn sites. And fucking shame on you. I am embarrassed to be a wrestling fan because you're in this fandom with me. And if it's the last thing I do, my black female ass will drive you the fuck out or die trying. Thank you, everyone. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Tonya.
Wow.
Well said.
You mentioned real quick the one name you forgot to mention in terms of the Hall of Famers protected, Tonya, is my favorite wrestler of all time, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yes.
A man who beat his wife repeatedly.
You know what? Okay.
But no, I'm not.
This is why I don't mention him, because I also do believe in people changing. I do believe in that. And it has been a long time since any instance of this has come up. Now, if it comes up again, I will say I'm wrong. But I do believe he is somebody who has changed and seen the error of his ways and grown and matured. And I don't suspect that he's still a woman putting his hands on women.
But I don't want to get bogged down. And first of all, thank you for coming on the show. I'm glad that we can make this happen. Thank you. It was refreshing. Chris and I are pretty great, but it's refreshing to get a perspective, a female perspective with something like this, in all honesty. And it's a situation like this, especially one as eloquent as you. You mentioned the important part. Well, the second important part. The important part is that somebody was raped.
Yeah.
Don't lose sight of that. It's easy to lose sight of that. You know, don't. And I'm speaking. I'm speaking to royal you. Everybody listening, not just you, Tonya, or Chris, or whatever. Don't lose sight of that someone was assaulted. The second important part is, and I asked. We have two parents on the show today, Taker's Minion and Tonya. If your kids get in trouble, don't you want them telling you that?
Yes.
Yes.
So, and I can. Any boss in the world, any company in the world would fire an employee for not disclosing that they were under a police investigation for months. For months and months. And I guarantee you, the WWE has private security and private lawyers on staff that if they had gone to him, if he had gone to them, they could have done something about this in some form or fashion.
I believe. I myself don't. I don't doubt that in the least bit that that's the case. It's sad to say. It's sad, in my opinion. It's extremely sad that they had to go. You know, he didn't say anything. He knew about it when it started because, you know, Maricopa County, I don't know if it's the county or the city, is investigating this. It's just too bad Joe Arpaio's not the sheriff anymore.
Oh,
or Enzo would have been in one of the 10 cities already waiting.
Oh,
it's just the stupidity of this person. And not only this person, and Tonya, you mentioned it. I used this phrase last week. You're showing your ass if you're wasting your time going after a rape victim. And you wonder why rape victims don't come forward. Like, you're embarrassing yourself. You're embarrassing us as wrestling fans. You're humiliating someone in a very trying time.
Yeah.
Like, and on top of that, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah.
Yeah. Tonya said something very key in the course of your discourse there. You know, to not assume the tone of the text messages in that video with the so-called receipts. When I saw that, I absolutely lost my sense of decorum and went on quite a rampage about that. But you said I had 3 points in the course of my rant, and you said the first one there, very, very important. Don't ever assume the tone of a text message or any sort of other electronic communication, because you can't know how the person is feeling or thinking or anything like that in the course of that moment of trauma. You know, you can't know what their mental state is. Secondly, here's a really big thing for all the so-called sleuths out there on wrestling Twitter and in the wrestling fan community. If you're so convinced by these receipts about this proves the innocence of Enzo, then why the fuck are you putting it in a video on YouTube and broadcasting it to the internet instead of taking it to the police or the DA?
No shit.
They're the only ones who can do anything with it. If you're so convinced of his innocence based on these things, then actually do something with it instead of begging for attention.
I feel like the police are tech savvy, so they've seen this.
Yeah,
that's how I feel. They've seen this, and it did not deter their investigation.
Not to interrupt, Tonya, but if you look at this situation that we're talking about, isn't it? You know, I don't know anybody here is old enough to remember the Mike Tyson rape.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I'm probably
isn't it kind of similar in a sense that the girl waited 2 days? I mean, you look at that young lady that Mike Tyson was convicted of raping. She waited until the next day in the afternoon to say something.
Yeah, and
it's not uncommon.
No, it's not. I mean,
for people to be,
you know, and my wife has been sexually assaulted when she was 15. I think she told me it was 14, 15, and nobody believed her.
Yeah,
because she was a runaway. She was all that.
Exactly.
As a teenager.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell, I honestly argue it's more shocking that they came out that quickly with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Considering how most people.
Yeah. And
in 2 days, you know, is not that long of a time if you actually think about it.
Yeah.
Here's the important part. It was enough. There's enough cause there that the police opened an investigation.
Yeah. Exactly.
It would be a totally different story if she went to the police and they said, "There's not enough here, X, Y, and Z, whatever." Which happens far too frequently in these cases.
Well, yeah, we could touch on that real quick with, let's see, 125 different police reports about one particular person by the name of Larry Nasser.
Yeah, far too. You're 100% correct. Far too frequently, years and years and years of people, of women who are ignored, and it's a pattern. And you know what? I like this block a bitch because life is too short for me to waste my time dealing with these.
I am not arguing with trolls because that is giving them what they want. That's what they want.
Yeah,
it's funny.
You're not going to change their mind, but much in the same vein, my message to all of them is: if you think you're going to swoop in there with your smoking gun and somehow magically restore Eric Arndt to his position of employment with WWE, you're fucking wrong, because point 3 has been touched on by everybody else. It doesn't fucking matter whether he's innocent or not, because that's not why he was fired. He was fired because he didn't disclose it.
And you know what the funny part is?
You already had enough heat on him as it was for his other locker room bullshit. They were looking for an excuse to get rid of him, and this was perfect.
He violated the conduct clause in his contract. Plain and simple.
Exactly.
Thank you. You know what the funny part is? And I guess funny is the wrong word. He's handling it perfectly. All these idiots on his behalf are the ones showing their ass. He released a statement, and he hasn't said a fucking word.
You know what
I mean? Look, think of this, right? When this moron is the smart one here, it's time for you to reevaluate things.
Yeah.
If you're one of these people who are wasting your time on Twitter defending him.
Yeah.
Like, if you're being outsmarted by Enzo Amore,
a potential rapist.
Yes, maybe time for you to reevaluate things.
Yeah.
You know, like you're just showing your ass, people. You're showing your ass. You're embarrassing yourself, and you're embarrassing all of us by association. Stop
and
it.
The 6th member of our team has finally joined us, Mr. Dr. Senju.
MDS!
Better late than never, sir. Welcome.
Number 1. And number 2, guys, I'm really sorry. I really am. I had something to do earlier on, so yeah.
How dare you? Right. Unacceptable. No, you're cool.
How dare you have plans? Don't you know your entire life revolves around this show?
Yeah. Yes, I know. Yes.
This shows the highlight of my weekend.
No. Wait a minute. His entire life revolves around our show. Damn it.
Okay, true. Yeah, I was going to say this show that he's not even a part of or on a regular basis.
Well, you know what? Maybe it does now. I don't know. Although, if there's one thing I can add to this conversation, because I feel like you guys added a lot of great stuff and took a lot of the stuff I was going to say. There's one thing, and I'm going to tap into my knowledge of anime because this is the lesson it taught me. And here's the thing: anime teaches me a lot of really good life lessons. Whenever people argue, wait, they're innocent until proven guilty, and then use that to discount and discredit an accuser, here's what I want to ask them. Why don't they get that same innocent until proven guilty treatment?
That's all right.
Why are they always assumed that they're fucking lying? Why?
Yeah.
You know,
based on their lifestyle. That's what it boils down to.
And that in and of itself is garbage. We talked about this in the case of Michael Elgin and his accuser as well. Just because somebody leads a lifestyle that you may not necessarily agree with, or that maybe says that they're a little bit freer with themselves and their activities than you might think is right, that doesn't mean that they are asking for it or that they deserve it or anything like that. If you think that anybody deserves to be assaulted or is asking to be assaulted, you're a fucking garbage human being. End of story.
God, don't get me started. Don't get me started.
It's just these people, and I hate to keep going back to this, but these people are just. It's not even. It's almost pitiful how their conduct and how it would be more pitiful if it wasn't so damaging. People always say, "Oh, come forward." People always say, "Go to the police." Remember, Chris? We talked about this with Miss Malone. Why didn't she go to the police? Right? Yeah. People always said that. We discussed
she went to the police.
This lady went to the police. She did
no, she's fucking lying, George. She's a fucking liar. She's a drug addict. She can't be trusted. Enzo Amore is a fucking saint.
It's astonishing to me. It's astonishing to me that this is where we are in a fandom, that people are going to war for a rapist. It's where it's one thing, and Tanya's right. It's one thing if you don't like Roman Reigns or you like Roman Reigns, or you love Seth Rollins or Triple H is your guy. You know what? That's such small potatoes. Yep. You know what I mean? I'll argue with you all day on Twitter about Seth Rollins or Dean Ambrose or whomever. You know?
Yeah.
Kenta Kobashi. That's such small potatoes. You know what I'm saying? This is real life.
Yep.
This isn't fake fighting in your underwear. This is real life, and this is your conduct as a person.
Yeah.
This is how
George, you're saying it the best, you know. And the thing about it is, you talk about arguing all day long about Roman Reigns or Seth Rollins or whomever, and at the end, in the end, it's all done with respect. You listen, we counterpoint, we point counterpoint, because you and I have done it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's been
civilized people, takers.
Yeah.
That's it.
And even in the discussions that get heated, it's at least about shit that in the end of the day doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
I know. You and I had a heated exchange the other day, and all in fun.
Oh no, we were just playing. Although for
all in fun.
Philosophy, nothing really matters. But then again, that's another can of worms.
But this is real. I would like to think that for all this stupidity in this community, and I hate social media, Chris. You know I hate it. Yeah. I would like to think that when something quote real like this happens, that everyone can come together and say, "Whoa," you know. But you know what? I'm the dumbass who thinks too highly of people, I guess.
Well, here's something that I mean, I want to kind of wrap this up so we can get onto the show proper and talk about more positive things. But one thing that definitely needs to be mentioned and addressed is that there is, and it's ugly to say this, and a lot of people won't admit to it. A lot of people will cop out on it, but there is an inherent level of sexism in the wrestling community that still exists to this day, and one only needs to look to first of all, the portrayal of the women's legends at the Raw 25th episode, where they came out in a line, waved to the crowd, and that was it. And then second of all, the number of people who, in the aftermath of the Raw 25th anniversary episode, were saying wrestling was so much better than the Attitude Era when it was all about tits and ass. Fuck that noise. Exactly. That's not what wrestling is supposed to be about. And if you think that's what wrestling is supposed to be about, get the fuck out of my fandom.
Yeah, either that or just go and continue to rewatch the Attitude Era. It's all on the network for you.
$9.99.
Oh,
really quick, it's kind of telling. I'm the only woman here. Hi.
Part of the reason why I'm grateful you can make time with us, Tonya.
And it's because, listen, a lot of people on that, I don't want to mention the site that I was a part of, but on that other site that I was a part of, when the Roman hate started getting so bad and I started going to bat for him, it was a certain point where I was like, you know what, fuck it, I like him, I don't care. But I was getting from other women who have never watched wrestling or used to watch and came back because they love Roman, I was getting from them, thank you, I don't know how you put up with it, I can't deal with it. And I decided, you know what, I'm gonna be the loud ass bitch who won't shut the fuck up about Roman Reigns. And
Tonya,
and plenty of women on my Twitter, like a few weeks ago, still said they still remember that and they still thank me. And the reason why they still are on the internet is because they know they have somebody that will stick up for all of us. So,
Tonya,
yes,
you remember this? This is before on that same site that will be not named.
Yes.
I was one of the big ones that was on the gender train before Jinder won the title. You remember those mornings of me getting attacked, don't you?
Yeah.
The morning after he won it, I said I came in there and did what? I made my statement and said I'm sitting down eating popcorn, watching the internet burn to the ground.
And then you eventually had to disavow him in the end.
We have come far. We have come far. Hey, I would like to think we've last word, and then we'll go real quick because I don't want to.
I'm going to say one more real quick thing, George.
Okay.
We have to give WWE credit here.
Yeah.
The reaction. Within 48 hours of this breaking, Enzo was gone.
You're violated. Right. I've taken this company to task for a lot of things, but you're right about that, sir. Thank you for bringing that up.
Because we get on their asses about how they book or how they book our favorites or someone else's favorite may not be getting booked right. But in the end, when it comes down to the nitty gritty, WWE set a precedence that the indies should follow.
Yep.
They made a statement to everybody in the business. They made a statement to everybody in the business saying, look, this is how we handle this kind of shit.
I mean,
follow our league.
I mean, I'll
MDS.
I just joined, but I know where you guys are leading, and I'll hopefully I'll just end it with this. As much as we shit on WWE for shitty booking, mistreatment of our favorite wrestlers, I think in the case of this, they made a clear enough statement.
Yep.
We have zero policy concerning people with these kind of histories.
Yep.
And if we don't make a stand now, we're just like the indies. We're just like the wrestling promotions. We're just like the carny wrestling promotions that we don't want to associate ourselves with. We do want to associate ourselves with.
The guys who just throw up their hands and say, "Oh well, we got to get the draws on our shows, so just book these guys anyway."
Yeah. I don't want to go on too further because I think you guys have spent about half an hour talking about it already.
Yeah.
But boys will be boys.
Though.
The boys will be boys mentality does not need to be around here anymore.
Yeah.
On certain things, boys can be boys. But on this kind of case, no. There's no such thing as patting yourself on the back when you proudly proclaim that you had sex with someone, especially, and that's one. It's another thing altogether. It's another bad thing, worst thing altogether when you're accused of a very bad thing, basically.
Yeah, very serious crime.
Yeah, a very heinous crime, a very thing that you don't have to be associated yourself with, especially if you hide it. Sure, it's a bad thing and you have to hide it. Just that sometimes when you do the crime, you have to face the facts. It's not it. It's just simple.
Yeah.
And yes, I am sorry for coming late.
You're totally fine. You're like, it's like Monday morning, wherever you are in the world. So it's totally fine.
That far in the future, George.
You're like 45 hours ahead of us, or whatever the hell it is. So you're totally okay.
So wait, he's off Venus, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, he knows who won the Rumble. Just don't tell us.
Okay.
Speaking of,
speaking of that, let us move on to the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, which is this Sunday on the WWE Network for $9.99, or I don't know. Do they still run that thing where you give you a free month if you're a new subscriber?
Have you seen? Oh, I got an email saying. Speaking of, this is how I got an email saying get 3 free months for $1.99 total.
What?
Yep, I got an
Why
email.
Why didn't I get that email?
Because I got an email on one of my 4 email addresses. Because back when I first got the network, I did the thing where you sign up for a month, then you cancel, then you build up a new email address, then you sign up for a month, then you cancel. I just kind of do that. And then finally, when I got a real job that paid some money, I was like, the hell with it. I'm too lazy to keep making these email addresses. So I forward all the emails from those email addresses to one email just in case something important happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I get an email to one of the burner emails saying, sign up now, get 3 months for $1.99 total.
That's just not fair.
They're that desperate. I don't know why. Maybe because before the next ratings call, they want to say we have this much growth.
Yeah.
But it's not even $9.99 anymore. I mean,
and it's not
$1.99 if you are a lapsed subscriber.
And it's not even the first quarter yet for them to do something like this.
Exactly. They must want to when the earning at the Q2 earnings call. They must want to be able to say we have X number of new subscribers that are paid.
Either that,
even
they
if it's
want
only
to
$2.
Yeah, either there or they want to get it up for Mania season. So
you would think Mania would be the selling point by its own, but hey, whatever. I mean, I've had the network. I've had the network since the summer of 2014. So
George, you've seen how piss poor the booking for the Rumble has been. You expect them to do better for Mania?
Thank you for bringing that up, and then I'll let the class talk because I've been talking for a little too long for a show with this many people.
Oh, come on, George. We love your voice.
I love my voice too. This Rumble has been so poorly booked.
Yes.
It's just like what are we doing here with these 2 triple threat matches?
Yeah, let's
Killing my will to live, George.
Yeah, let's start at the bottom.
One of them is not a triple threat, George. One of them's a handicap.
Oh, you're right, a handicap. Excuse me, you're right. Apologies, a handicap.
Let's start at the bottom and work our way up, and we'll start with the SmackDown Tag Team Championships being contested between the Usos and Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin, colloquially referred to as American Beta, in a 2 out of 3 falls match. Why does it need to be 2 out of 3 falls? Because shenanigans happened in previous matches. I don't freaking know.
No, maybe because it'll be the best match on the card.
It had to do with Gable running his mouth. It had to do with Gable running his mouth, saying, "Do we have to beat him twice in one night?"
Mm-hmm.
That's what brought it on.
Yeah,
but it's really because the Usos are like the best wrestlers in the tag team division, and they're gonna put him on the pre-show again. Because I know when they put them on a pre-show, they're gonna be pissed off and go burn the house down.
Tonya, they're so damn. They were Chris and mine's pick for tag team of the year.
Right?
Yeah, they were mine too.
In the world, not just in the company, in the world.
Yeah,
tag team. They're that good. They're unbelievable.
Yep. Absolutely.
Followed very closely by the New Day.
Yeah. Them pissed off is a thing of beauty. TR, you ain't wrong there.
Hell, my feud of the year was the Usos New Day. That's how much I love those 2 teams. So there you go.
Those two have propped up the WWE tag team division like for 4 years now.
Yeah, hell, they've been keeping SmackDowns somewhat watchable for me. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they're the only bright spot for the
thing about SmackDown. Yes.
Yeah, they are. The tag division is the only damn good thing about SmackDown because I know you guys have all seen this on my Twitter. I'm just gonna say it one more time. I am so sick to fucking death of Daniel Bryan, Shane McMahon, AJ Styles, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn. I really like 4 of those fuckers, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a little bit. All right. So who do we think wins the overall, and do we think that they win it in 2 falls, or it does take the full 3 falls?
Usos, all 3 falls.
Yeah, Usos in all 3.
Usos 3.
I'm gonna go American Beta in 3.
I'll go against the grain. American Beta as well.
Right. I picked the Usos also, but I would not be surprised if American Beta gets the win because I mean, the Usos have been cornerstones of the division, but with the overall dynamic turning them face and American Beta going heel, I think that they may want them to chase going into Mania.
I don't know if the Usos need the belts as much as American Beta does either to establish them.
Yeah,
true.
Yeah, because
the Usos are already upper echelon.
Yeah,
but here again lies the problem with that.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Isn't the champions supposed to make the title not make the champion?
Yeah,
putting the belts on American Beta. What they're attempting to do is make them something, make them more relevant.
Well, here's the biggest problem is that this situation. I mean, if we're talking rational thinking, this situation never should have existed in the first place because they never should have fucking run the storyline that resulted in American Alpha splitting up in the first place. But that's water under the bridge now.
Jordan.
I'm sorry. I enjoy American Beta more than American Alpha. I'm sorry. They should Jordan is over on Raw killing it.
Jordan's awesome.
Yeah.
I can't believe.
Good idea.
Ask Chris. A month ago, I hated this guy, but now that he's turning into Kurt Angle from 2000, the heel who thinks he's the good guy, and you just want to see him get kicked in the face over and over again. Like that's good stuff right there.
No, not kicked in the face.
Not to mention he's a kick-ass hot tag.
Yeah, he has a very good hot tag.
No, I'd rather see him get kicked in the nuts repeatedly, not in the face.
Wow.
Wow.
You're just trying to do the guy.
That kind of a reaction in you.
All right.
What's that?
I said he's clearly doing his job well if he's evoking that kind of a reaction from you.
He's getting the mistreatment from me, okay?
That's the good heat.
Yeah, and
MDS, we need to talk some sense into your partner again because he keeps denying the greatness that is your new Intercontinental Champion, Based Miz.
Who took a turnbuckle pad off to win.
That was a great finish. I love that finish.
And the Miz should
I know Chris hated it, but that was a great finish.
Personally, thank Roman for making him relevant again.
Oh, come on, Tonya. Come on.
Okay, since he left, when he went to Raw, What was he doing before Roman? Anyone?
He had that feud with Dean.
What was he doing before women? Before Roman?
He had that feud with Dean. Then he had that weird ass feud with Jason Jordan.
And neither one of them were the hotness.
Yeah. Well, that's because they suck. Not pretty good.
Well,
yeah, well, that's because I don't put that on Miz though, because people were hot for Miz. I just look at it like, you know,
they were getting all the wrong reactions though. Miz
they were. Hell, Miz got cheered.
Oh yeah, Miz is the concrete hero.
Miz was getting cheered in that Jason Jordan feud. That's the thing that was like they were doing it all wrong there.
Yeah, but no, Miz and Roman Reigns. That was actually a really good match. Love that from this past.
I love that finish. That finish kicked ass.
Oh yeah, no, that finish is great. Chris didn't like it because Chris doesn't like good things.
No,
Chris doesn't like good things. Chris, we love you, but you're a curmudgeon.
Okay, let me explain.
Beat Roman like clean.
But I wouldn't have minded the finish as much. But here's the thing, and I said this to you guys the day after. You know, this is how Miz has won every single one of his title wins or title defenses for the past 4 years now. Basically, since I started watching wrestling in the first place. You know, once is all right. Twice is, you know, it's okay, whatever. A dozen fucking times, 15 times.
That's how this company books their heels, though.
Yeah,
they book all their heels as chicken shits.
Yeah, slimy curmudgeonly.
And that's why I'm fucking over it. But let's
consistent characterization.
But let's keep going on the actual Royal Rumble event. And
before we go any further, Chris, there's a 600-pound gorilla in the room that needs to be addressed.
That's right. Okay, I guess we might as well get this out of the way now. So Taker's Minion and I had ourselves a little bet on the college national championship game between Alabama and Georgia.
I forgot about this bet.
Because Taker's a big Alabama fan, and I don't care about college football, but I voted for Georgia anyway because this was just after the whole thing with Roy Moore, and I was very anti-Alabama, period. But Alabama won the game, so in deference to Taker, the Young Bucks are a great tag team, possibly one of the greatest tag teams of all time, and everything that they do for the business is welcome and appreciated for contributing positively to the lives of wrestling fans. Now, while I go get my vomit bucket ready for having had
bucket.
Chris, if it makes you feel any better, there's an old episode of Fizzy's Wacky World where Taker's Minion said he had to say he loved the Miz. So go find that and watch it.
That would have been his punishment had Georgia won the game, but that's besides the point.
Damn you, Georgia!
Yeah,
it looked like I was going to have to do that, and I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah,
but you have to say that kid, that Tongan kid, he pulled off a great play in overtime. I mean, that was a hell of a pass.
It was.
I fell asleep.
Now then, moving on back to the Royal Rumble.
I fell asleep.
Wait, the Royal Rumble's happening when?
Yeah. Moving on, next match.
We were just talking about Jason Jordan. Now let's talk about Jason Jordan and Seth Rollins defending the Raw Tag Team titles against The Bar.
Why isn't Titus Worldwide in this match? They beat The Bar twice. I kind of figured that was setting them up to get added so they would be a team who takes the fall.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a good question, my friend. I don't have an answer to you. I don't know.
That comes after
the Rumble?
I guess I'm making my prediction. That comes after The Bar beats.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because Jason Jordan's going to do something stupid or selfish, have Seth pissed at him, and they lose.
Yeah, and that's going to set up a feud. That's going to set up a feud between Rollins and Jordan. That's my prediction. Also, it's going to give us a feud between Rollins and Jordan that'll get blown off at the Elimination Chamber.
Right.
I think they'll be in the chamber. I think they're like it's got to be.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think they're going to be in the chamber, and then I think the blow off might happen at Mania. It may.
Yeah. Possibly, nice. Since it's get everybody on the card time, and since they've been major players, they need to have a prime spotlight. Even though we have 10 titles that need to be contested, who knows what'll happen there.
Only one off there. We actually have 9 because I did that poll thingy, and I actually eliminated the cruiserweight title just so I could match it up easier. So
the cruiserweight title's gone the moment Enzo Amore got himself into hot water.
Yeah. And then 205 Live put on a great show to say, fuck you, we don't need you, Enzo. So there you go.
That was fantastic. This was a great 205 Live this week. But anyway, all right, so Tonya and I are both picking The Bar. What does everybody else have?
Yeah, no, I like that bar prediction. And if this is the way they go,
this is for the straps, right?
Yeah.
This is for the straps.
I think it's a little too soon to do the Jordan Rollins breakup angle, so I'm going to say Jordan and Rollins are going to retain.
Okay.
I like their call, and if it's true, I think it's like really good long-term booking. Well, long-term, I mean, it's more that they've done it at pay-per-view in advance, so. You know.
Well, wait.
3 months later.
This is a very weird show because I'm going to give the WWE credit twice in a row.
Yeah.
I can't knock a company for setting up the WrestleMania main event the day after the previous WrestleMania, by all indications, and say they don't do long-term booking. So.
Okay.
I'm not.
They don't do it often, though.
And fairness again, Dean Ambrose blew his arm out like 3 weeks ago. So this was not what they were expecting. So
no, well, no, I was actually talking more about the Bar versus Titus Worldwide. So.
Oh yeah, that I got nothing. You're on. Yeah, that's dumb. You're right, Sal. You're right.
Well, actually, no. I'm actually praising them for this because I think that's actually a good setup. Like, if that is the direction they're going, the fact that they set it up so far in advance, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, okay. Never mind then. Then I'm an idiot. Carry on.
Carry on.
So, I mean, the match itself probably won't be amazing, but you know, I like Titus Worldwide, so it'll at least be fun for me. So,
MDS, who do you got?
I think the champions retain.
All right.
Might be a little bit too early for them to lose the belt or to start off the whole Jason Jordan screws everyone over. Might be a little bit too early. So yeah.
All right. Taker, who do you got?
Each show has a pay-per-view between now and Mania, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Raw has the Elimination Chamber and SmackDown has Fastlane.
Okay.
Okay. What I'm seeing, hearing everybody, I'm going to say that Rollins and Jordan retain, but I don't know if anybody's noticed this, but Jordan's ego is getting bigger and bigger each week.
Oh yeah, that's
with those two retaining, he's going to be unbearable.
Probably more than likely.
And Seth Rollins is going to have a massive headache on that one.
Yeah, Seth Rollins is going to have a major headache with this kid.
Yeah,
you know, we're seeing Kurt Angle 2.0 from 2000.
Yeah,
can't wait.
It is really good, and when I realized that this past Monday, or was it the last Monday, I was like, whichever it was, I'm like, holy crap, this is awesome.
As long as there's not a love triangle with Steph and Triple H, I'm happy.
Oh God!
If anyone remembers that angle, no pun intended,
I do.
It just kind of dropped out of nowhere.
That's why I'm laughing.
The Attitude Era was shit when you really think about it.
You know,
there was some good. There was some good
stuff, but I'm talking on the mass majority of it.
Yeah, it was looking back, it was the undercard was a mess for a lot of it. And it was just the fact that they had Austin and The Rock kind of papered over everything.
Well, and don't forget they had Undertaker too back then. So
yeah,
those
you're
three.
Right. Can't forget about Undertaker. I'm talking to a guy named Taker's minion. So
yeah, and Jericho and Mankind was pretty good too. But
I mean,
I'm making us go on tangents.
Yeah.
They had a great main event card, but the undercard was shit, and the way they treated the women. I'm sorry, but they treated the women like shit, and I blame Beaver Boy.
Yeah, don't be sorry.
And they somehow treated them better than WCW did, but I just finished reading the death of WCW, so I know.
How?
Because WCW didn't even have women's wrestling; they only used the women as eye candy dancers.
And they used them as eye candy dancers on screen, and backstage they were the concubines for the male wrestlers.
Oh, I did not know about that, but thank you. Jesus fucking hell.
The armchair trophies for the men.
Yeah.
Backstage.
God damn it.
Yeah.
You know what? We've come a long. You know what? Look at the bright side. We've come a long way. We got a way to go, but we have come a long way. So I will take solace in that. Solace in that, my friends. I mean, these things are not. Rome was not built in a day, and neither is this fandom. So, but at least we're getting there.
Yeah.
Take it too long. Anyway. The progress is too long, but you know.
We've got a even 3-3 split among people between Jordan Rollins or the Bar. We'll see what happens there. Next up, the handicap match for the WWE Championship. AJ Styles defending against the team of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And God Almighty, can this feud get any worse? No, wait, yes it can. Because, and of course, Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon are going to interject themselves into this match somehow. And it's going to be shenanigans, bullshit, and I hate everything about this.
Agreed.
I have no words.
Hey, how?
The question is, how did we get here?
Yeah. Oh God.
Daniel Bryan's contract is coming up, and WWE wants to have him lose as much public goodwill as possible before he leaves. Of course, it's not going to work. Of course, it's not going to work. But you know that they're going to try. Of course, they're going to fucking try.
Usually, I'm the one with a bit of positivity, but even right now, my positivity is getting graded over some sandpaper. Like that sandpaper is over my ass, and it's gonna rub it in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, just as long as the alcohol is not around.
The alcohol is around.
Tanya, what's up?
How can you have like the players? I have my problems with Kevin Owens, but in this circumstance, this is all on the writing. You have enough players and enough layers here to make the story interesting. And it's just stupid. You have AJ Styles making questionable jokes about Cammy. And I was like, what are you trying to imply with this, Mr. Gay community?
Yeah.
And that made me uncomfortable. And the simple fact that you, like, okay, stop running that they're going to be co-champions. In every situation like this, if there's a handicap match, whoever gets the pin is the champion. Why change that? Because if not changing that as a level of intrigue of Sammy and KO, how close are they really? They used to be enemies. They just were beating the shit out of each other a little while ago. Why not play with that? Yeah. But no, you don't want to. You want to keep them in this stupid mid-card comedy heel bullshit. And it's not a disservice to KO. That's what he deserves. I think it is. Give him a partner and stick him in some mid-comedy. But Sammy, to me, I can't even enjoy him as a heel right now. And I think he's doing good work, but everything else is just dragging it down. And I think he could rise to the occasion, but there's too much focus on Shane and Daniel Bryan.
Exactly. There you go.
Two people that one's not going to wrestle, and the other one we really don't want to see him wrestle. People just want to see him jump off of high shit. That's it. That's Shane's only appeal. He jumps off of high stuff.
Yeah. He does it well.
He does it well.
Well, okay. I have one question when it comes to the Sammy and KO thing. And Tonya, you talked about the LGBTQ community, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Who is the top and who is the bottom?
Oh God! No. Cancel.
It's a joke.
Abort.
My problem with this,
mute button applied.
My problem with this, and I talked about it
30-second timeout for that one.
My problem with this, and I talked about it last week. AJ Styles is the baby face, and he's making these jokes.
Yeah, baby face making gay jokes and fat jokes.
And he's not even like a dick baby face like Randy Orton. At least if it was Randy Orton, I'd be like, Randy Orton's kind of a tool, no matter if he's face. I kind of understand. Right? Randy Orton has always been a tool, regardless of his alignment.
Yeah,
Randy. At least I can talk myself.
I want to say, guys, I'm sorry. I was just trying to make a joke. It's all it was.
I know.
Back in time out with you.
Yeah, but no. Orton, when he was feuding against Jinder Mahal and the Singh brothers, and he threw the Singh brothers one of the Singh brothers threw that table in the face.
He was like, whoops.
Yeah. Randy Orton has always been a dick, whether he's a face or a heel. It doesn't matter. But AJ Styles is supposed to be the house that is supposed to be the house that AJ Styles built. He's supposed to be the conquering hero.
Are people not welcome in your house, AJ?
Yeah, seriously.
No, I'm serious. Right? Are gay people not welcome in your house, AJ? Like, what are you doing here, man? You're making yourself look like an idiot. And this Cammy thing sucks.
Oh yeah.
That needs to stop. Unless you're talking about the chick from Street Fighter, but it needs to go away.
The cameo.
It's so bad.
I want to. Who are we supposed to root for? Because the faces are doing heel shit. Daniel Bryan cheated.
I know.
Tonya, I'll tell you who we're supposed to root for. We're supposed to root for the referee to end the match.
There you go.
Fucking possible. That's who we're rooting for.
How good Here's what I don't understand.
Oh, I'm going to bring up something from the way in the past. Are we going to see a 10 count from a referee like Eric Embry? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, so damn fast that everybody's counted out and ends it right there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. You know, here's what I don't understand. You have AJ Styles, who is one of the 5 best wrestlers in the world, 10 best wrestlers in the world, in that conversation, right?
In that conversation.
I think we can all agree that he's one of the 10 best wrestlers in the world, right? At worst. You have Sami Zayn, who is, for all of his flaws, is on fire right now. Heel. He's doing awesome work in the ring. He had an exceptional match with AJ on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And you have Kevin Owens, who, at his worst, is a good enough of a character to get work done, right?
Even though he's been phoning it in for a year.
But at his worst, when he is engaged, he was with Jericho, he can bring it character wise. Yeah. And all 3 of these guys have been marginalized, so we can have year 20 of McMahon family drama. It has been 20 years of this.
Yeah, and that's my biggest issue.
People have been conceived, born, raised, and had children of their own in less time than we have had McMahon family drama.
Yeah.
In this company.
Yeah.
Yep. I was 2 when the McMahon family drama started. I am 22 now.
Yeah.
And the McMahon family drama isn't stopping.
Yeah.
No.
This is my biggest issue of the whole feud.
This is the thing. We got a McMahon Vince running the company, and on each show we have a McMahon Shane and a McMahon Stephanie as the commissioners. Why? Now I have this question. Stephanie is hardly ever there on TV,
which is good.
Which is great. We're not getting her shoved down our throats. Whereas on SmackDown, week after week, month after month, Shane is there.
And
because
Shane's
Stephanie's a woman.
And Shane
That's your answer right there, Taker. Stephanie's a woman.
And Shane is the less talented of the 2 of them when it comes to cutting a promo.
Thank you, God. Thank you.
You know what? I mean, I have my problems with Stephanie McMahon. You know, we talked at great length, Tonya, before you on the show about her co-opting the Rumble announcement, making it all about her. And believe me, she is. Yeah. But she can cut a promo without turning into a big sweaty red mess.
Yeah, Shane got blowed up just from giving a speech at the start of Raw 25.
She can at least cut a promo without needing a fucking cheap pop.
Yeah.
No.
She's a great promo.
She is a great promo. Shane,
if used correctly, she could help. If she was used correctly.
Yes. Yeah. But because she's a woman, she is portrayed like shit.
Yep.
That is, Vince's sexism extends even to his own daughter. I don't want to hear any arguments saying anything to the contrary. Vince's sexism even extends to his own daughter.
Yes, it does.
Going back to the
kudos to Stephanie for just keeping herself to herself and doing the best that she could under the circumstances.
Yeah. Going back to the storyline really quick, I just have to say this. When Jinder and AJ were fighting for the belt, when Jinder was champion, I watched SmackDown more. That is how fucking low this company has gotten. I watched SmackDown more after Jinder Mahal cut a racist-ass promo on Shinsuke Nakamura.
And then won.
Because you wanted to see Jinder Mahal lose. You wanted to see him get his
not even that. No, I hated that show with a fucking passion then.
Yeah.
I have now realized that middle management bullshit is somehow even less entertaining.
That's what this whole
This is the whole thing.
WWE title match is about. It's about middle management. It's not about AJ, Kay, or Sammy. It's about Daniel and Shane.
I'm tired
of for all the racist bullshit.
Real quick,
the whole thing.
Go on. I'm sorry. Go on.
The whole 5-6 months now, and I'm just getting started. The whole thing isn't about the focus on the belts. It's not about a focus on the wrestlers. It's not about a focus on the storylines. It's about the whole middle management between Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon. At first, it was nice. It was cute. It was fine. But nowadays, when it's getting repetitive and boring and dull, you cannot help but think that this is gone to waste.
Yes.
It has. You know what they did on SmackDown? Instead of putting those awesome Zack Ryder and Mojo Rawley Carr promos up to hype up the U.S. title tournament match, they had 3 fucking segments of Shane and Daniel. You couldn't get rid of one of those to sneak in those promos, hyping up their match?
Yeah.
And I mean,
real quick, and most of what and all of what MDS said, I co-sign 100%. I am tired of the wrestlers not being the focus in your wrestling company.
Yeah, 100%.
When the brand split first happened, SmackDown Live was doing that. The wrestlers came first.
Yep.
Raw was more middle management. Somehow, somewhere along the line, they switched.
Yeah.
The script flipped.
What happened to Ryan Ward? No, seriously.
I told you he got abducted.
You know what?
He got abducted.
You know
He got
go
absorbed into the fucking Borg.
Mhm.
That's
Now we're going Star Trek.
You know what? Here's the
Star
thing,
Trek
though.
territory.
Hey, hot take. That's not even a hot take. This is a cold take.
Okay.
Raw's a good show.
Yeah.
It is.
I mean, it's long. It's fucking long. Don't get me wrong. And there are parts of it that you're like, Jesus Christ, this show's still going on. Raw's a good show.
Yeah.
Like, Raw has characters that I care about.
Yeah.
Like, I am invested in characters on Monday Night Raw. I am
Braun
invested
Strowman.
in the stories on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
You know? I am not invested in the characters
Kind of things.
on SmackDown Live.
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, I'll say this for Raw. I can at least make it through 2 hours, no problem on Raw. SmackDown, I can barely make it through 1.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're not
Oh
wrong.
my! I didn't this past week. I didn't watch. I was like, okay, this is enough of this. It's time.
Oh yeah,
to
no,
watch.
I
Yeah,
skipped
no, Raw
SmackDown 2
Raw
weeks ago.
25 was problematic. Don't get me wrong.
Raw
remember
25 I
taking-
thought was fun, as far as just like.
I mean, I'm done with the nostalgia. Believe me. But
Well, no, I'm done with the nostalgia for like. Here's
although,
the thing.
although those fat neckbeards complaining about spending $800 on a wrestling show, and
That
then-
made-
I mean,
that was
you know, if
awesome.
I'm spending $800 on anything, there better be multiple happy endings involved.
Time out for that.
Hold on. If George wasn't gonna say it, I was gonna. Yeah. No, if George wasn't gonna say it, I was gonna say if I'm spending $800, I better at least get a fucking reach around over here. I mean,
And we've officially gone off the rails. Okay, let me bring it back. Let me bring it back.
No,
Okay.
hey, if you spend $800 on a wrestling show, you deserve to have your fucking head examined.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I have no sympathy.
Hold on. CJ?
These people who are bitching on Twitter, oh, I spent $700 to sit at the Manhattan Center. You know,
CJ?
get the hell out of here.
George?
Mm-hmm.
Aren't you the one saving money to go to WrestleMania?
we're saving it.
Here's the deal. My WrestleMania tickets and flight and hotel are less than $800.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my ticket is $250. The flight and hotel, I got a package deal for $500.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
So, yeah, I got super lucky. I used some miles and whatever, and my tickets are good. I have decent seats. Like if the ring is at the 50, I'm at like the 20-yard line on the side with the entrance, about halfway up the section, where the real seats are. Where the real seats are in a football stadium, not the floor seats, like the actual
fucking
football
see.
seats. Yeah, pretty much where I sat for the Rumble in the Alamo Dome last year.
Nice.
Yeah, so my ticket, I got lucky as hell with my tickets.
Mhm.
Still less than what these neckbeards paid to sit in the Manhattan Center.
Yeah.
And
What did you think was going to happen?
being the New
watching this
York
company-
resident that I am, and having been to the Manhattan Center for multiple shows, I can tell you that venue is not worth an $800 ticket. The acoustics in that place are fucking shit.
I believe it.
I will say this for that though. They did a really good job on like the ring design and set design for it. But
Yeah, I popped for the Ico Pro sign. That was pretty
yeah,
great.
that was pretty great.
That was awesome.
It took me back to my childhood.
I know. How about the
was-
red? How about the red, white, and blue ropes, Tanya?
Oh, I love
Oh,
that.
Lord.
Yeah. Like I was saying for Raw 25, like quick side note, although we've had so many of them, I'm sorry, but like I don't need nostalgia all the time, but for that one day, it was kind of nice to just look back and
It
see all the
was.
people from
Yeah.
all the old times, and I enjoyed it for the most part. It was just fun. Just
one
to
last
get
question for the
nostalgia.
class. One last question for the class. What in God's name was the Undertaker talking about?
I don't want to talk about
I
that.
think he
I
was.
hope it was his retirement.
Yeah,
I hope
I
that
think
it
it
was
was.
a
You know what I thought it was? I thought it was like, you know how like the Oscars, when like everyone dies, they show that little video with everyone's like picture. I thought he was introducing that video for WWE. Like, and then I'm like, oh, they're gonna talk about Randy Savage now. Okay, cool. And then he goes, and we want everyone to rest in peace. And I'm like, oh, cool. They're gonna show the video with Bobby Heenan and Ultimate Warrior, you know, whatever. And then they went to commercial. And I'm like, what just happened?
Yeah.
I think it was Taker pretty much saying, "My career's dead and buried. I've beaten all these people, but hey, guys, it's over now. Stop asking me to come back and face John Cena."
No one's asking to come back.
No one's asking him.
No, there are
did you hear?
People were chanting one more match.
Yeah, there's people saying one more match.
But these are the same idiots who paid $800 to go to wrestling shows. So I don't care what they think.
And it's the same people who paid $800 and then complain about it afterwards.
Their opinions don't mean shit. All right, let's bring it back here. So real quick, predictions on this handicap match. I'm going to go first here because this is the thing I didn't get to say in the course of all of these side conversations here. But it's all right. It's all right. I'm predicting AJ Styles to win this match, and I'm predicting he pins Sami Zayn, which is a fucking travesty because Sami Zayn has been doing the best goddamn work in this entire feud. He's the only person I've enjoyed for the entirety of this feud, and he's the only bright spot in the entirety of this garbage, bullshit, horribly written, awful, never should have existed storyline.
When you give your prediction, Chris and everyone else, if you were predicting AJ Styles, tell the class who he wrestles at WrestleMania.
Oh, well, no, because that's going to be.
Or do you want to save that?
We'll save that. We'll save that because we don't. It's going to. I think we'll work that into our talks about the Rumble match.
Okay.
All right. So I'm picking the AJ to win. MDS. Who do you got?
I think I'm going to go with you. AJ Styles is going to win it.
And who's he pin?
Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
Which is again sad because, well, analogical speaking, we need to lift up Kevin Owens from the muck that he's been through for the past 3-4 months.
I'd rather he get buried further in the muck because he doesn't deserve to get lifted out with the shit he's been pulling. But that's just me. Anyway.
When's the last time Kevin Owens had a great match? The Rumble against Roman Reigns?
Last year.
The Rumble against Roman Reigns a year ago?
Like, I'd say that his match against Jericho was fun. But
his match at Mania with Jericho.
That was good. That was good. That was what, 3.5 stars,
finger.
right?
Yeah. The finger of Owens. You know what
Yeah.
happens? Kevin Owens' finger? You just made the list.
So 9 months ago?
Yeah.
So he's been
About a
coaching
year
for
ago.
9 months?
About a year ago, yeah. He's been hosting for about 9 months now.
Well, let's be clear. He's been coasting with intermittent periods of actually giving a shit, but for the most part, he's been coasting for the better part of 2.5 years now.
Yeah, I mean, he's had like 5 good matches on the main roster, 5 great matches on the main roster, and two of them were the one thing he's good at: garbage matches.
Yeah.
With Roman at the Rumble, which was excellent, and Shane at the Cell. Which was
the last man standing match with Dean from the Rumble 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So I mean,
that was good.
Last time he had a good one-on-one straight singles match was a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or an NXT.
Yeah. Anyway, so MDS, any other words on your prediction?
No.
Okay.
I just don't care about this one. I don't know. Even though it's one of the favorite guys that I have in AJ Styles, I mean, he deserves better on this one.
Yeah.
He just deserves better.
Yeah. Taker, who do you got?
I got AJ Styles winning, and he's pinning the Becky Lynch of the men's division of Sami Zayn.
Tonya?
Same as everybody. AJ pins Sammy.
Yep. George?
AJ pins Sammy, but mostly because I think Owens is more hurt than we think. So he's not going to be doing a lot anyways. I don't think it's going to be a statement like everyone else does. Like, we were burying Sami Zayn. You know, I think it's just because Owens is just
hurt,
back or leg or whatever is going on. He's not working house shows. He wrestled for like a minute on SmackDown, so I think he's actually hurt. So,
Sal?
Okay.
I don't even care enough to give a prediction for this match. That's how much I fucking hate it.
Well said.
Just fuck this match. Let me just get all of my hate out right here. Fuck you, all of the writers who wrote this. Fuck you, Vince, for wasting so much of AJ Styles and Sami Zayn, Daniel Bryan, and Kevin Owens. Fuck you, Shane McMahon, for invading my fucking television screen for like an hour of a 2-hour show. Just fuck this middle management fucking bullshit to the depths of all hells. No, I want you in the middle fucking mouth of Satan. You can sit next to Judas, motherfuckers. Get the fuck out of my wrestling and die. Fuck off.
Well said.
Sal, how do you really feel?
Yeah, I don't think you got
really feel.
How do I really feel?
He was a little too ambivalent.
Yeah, no,
you might have got a little too easy on them, I think.
Yeah,
I think
you kind of obfuscate a little bit at the end.
Yeah,
How do you
I know.
we need the Golden Bullet Awards where he just went off the rails.
Oh no, this already earned the Golden Bullet Award for like worst fucking thing in wrestling this year.
Yeah.
Like if something tops this, it has been a really fucking bad year.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
And to think most of it happened in the previous year.
WWE's like, hold my beer now.
Seriously.
I'm already.
Okay,
go on.
All right, next up, we've got the triple threat match: Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman versus Kane for the Universal Championship. Braun Strowman destroying the set was like the only good part of the build to this.
There's no one in the world who loves Brock Lesnar more than I do. I have no interest in this match.
Yeah.
I love Brock Lesnar, Chris. You know that. I love Brock. Fucking when he comes out with that PED King Kong look, I'm fucking happy. You know what I mean? And I don't, I could not care about this match one iota.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I was to go into a Rumble party, I may not even like watch this show, to be honest with you. Yeah. Like, it's just like this match just holds. I mean, like Kane, and can you imagine how bad this match will be if we get doesn't give a shit Brock, which is entirely possible.
I think that's what we're getting.
It's entirely possible we get doesn't give a shit Brock.
Yep.
Because like he's like, look what he did for Braun the last time.
Yeah.
I
think it was a straight wrestling match, and Brock's like, fuck this.
I know.
You know
Now,
what I mean?
call me naive here. All right. Okay. I freely admit I will probably be proven wrong because WWE loves doing this to me.
Okay.
I think Brock might give a shit because he showed a lot of ass for Braun the past couple of days. Like he let Braun beat the shit out of him.
Before. We've been here before. He did. He showed ass. He showed ass leading up to Braun the last time.
That's true.
Yeah, and that match was fucking worthless and forgettable to the extreme.
Like, if this match is anything other than shit, I'll be happy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know. I will say, I love the build for Braun, though, and the fact that he's probably going to lose this match makes no fucking sense. You had him destroy Brock and Kane multiple times, destroy the set. You had him wreck Security Geeks, lift the freaking semi-trailer, which, I mean, it was over the top and goofy, but seriously, it made him out to be an ass beater, so, you know.
Well, they've been doing that with him for a year now.
I know, I just don't get, like, what would be the worst thing that could happen? Like, I know the end game is Brock Roman. Fine. You have the Chamber coming up. What would be the absolute worst thing in having Braun win it and losing it at the Chamber?
No. I'm not hot shotting my title.
I don't know. The belt doesn't mean shit, man.
Yeah.
The belt don't mean the belt don't mean anything. George, the belt don't mean anything.
And it does when Roman beats him. That look.
But we've had
if you're gonna make Roman Reigns, and I've been saying this for 6 months. He needs to beat that guy in the middle of the ring in New Orleans. He needs to hold the belt to like Survivor Series, and beat the shit out of everybody on television and pay-per-view from now until then. And in order for that to have as much meaning as possible, Brock needs to be the champion for a calendar year. Yeah. You can't hotshot the belt. Look at Okada Naito. Look at the same situation. When right? It wouldn't mean as much if they had hotshot the belt off Okada for one pay-per-view cycle.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
well, hotshotting the belts, as we've seen happen in the past with the United States title, with the tag titles on both brands, hotshotting the belts automatically degrades them and makes the champions look worse going into their next big defense.
Chris?
That's just a fact.
Chris?
Yeah.
I said the same thing about the women's title with Sasha and Charlotte.
Yeah, exactly.
And look at Sasha now.
Yeah, What's Sasha doing now? And meanwhile,
she's still somehow over, though. I'll give her that much. That's what she said for Bailey.
Sasha will never not be over. That's just that's like the 11th
death and taxes.
The 11th commandment of wrestling is that Sasha Banks will never not be over.
Although we did see someone else get over on Monday night, bigger than shit.
Who's that?
Asuka, yeah. When she started clearing the ring,
when
she waylaid Bailey, the crowd went crazy.
Yeah,
because Bailey's dead.
yeah.
God,
Bailey is fucking
dead.
the ruined miracle.
Here
Oh my
lies
God.
Bailey. We knew you well in
Can
NXT.
No.
One
Sure, go ahead.
tangent. If they
Go
do
sure.
to Candice LeRae what they've done to Bailey, I will march to Sanford and I will start throwing heavy objects into windows. Because
You better get a comfortable
I
pair
thought-
of shoes, Chris.
I thought you're gonna go take a safe and then just
I don't
helicopter
have
yourself
a
on top
pilot's
of it.
license.
Ah,
You need a
okay.
couple RPGs is what you need.
Yeah,
it's-
no, I need.
We ain't talking role-playing games, are we?
But,
No.
No, we're
We're not
talking
talking
rocket
role-playing
propelled
games.
grenades. We're talking
Yeah, we
rocket
got any more
propelled
women's
grenades.
rumble? Oh, we have the women's title matches, right, Chris?
no, there
There
are
are
no
no
women's
women's
titles
titles.
on the show.
The women's aren't.
Yeah.
They're not. Every other woman is in the rumble. So.
Those 4 title matches and then the 2 rumbles. There are no
Mhm.
women's title matches on this
So-
show.
No single other like mid
Is
singles.
Alexa in the rumble?
I don't
No.
believe
No.
Alexa or
Not
Charlotte.
Not Alexa or Charlotte.
I don't believe they
They're
are.
not going to be
No.
No.
the
They're not.
historic women's first Royal Rumble, and yet they're not defending the belts on the. Why am I wasting my time thinking about this?
Yeah. Oh,
I'm
and don't
sorry, I
forget
should know better
don't
by
forget the best part about the Women's Royal Rumble, George. The blessed creator of all women, Stephanie McMahon, will be on commentary for it.
Yep.
Well,
The
wait.
inventor of the Women's Revolution.
Before we get to that, we have to
Oh, yeah.
give our predictions of this triple threat. I mean, I think
Brock wins.
is everybody in agreement? Brock Lesnar wins this match.
By
Yeah.
pinning Kane, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I say Kane eats the pin.
Yeah,
That's
that
why
is
he's
that
there.
is
Kane
this
eats it.
match.
That's the
Brock
only reason
Lesnar
he's
wins.
there.
And Kane eats the pin. Yeah.
Again, I'll do a quick. I'll do a
Kane
quick.
is there to eat. The
I'll just do a quick take on this one. It's sad that with all the build up that they're making Braun Strowman, and it's not really affecting him as a character, which is good.
Yeah.
It's just that when you raise him up and then just knocked him down twice now, it's just
Yeah.
Oh no, they're gonna protect him. They're gonna do something ridiculous to get him out of that match. Like,
yeah.
Come on.
Probably the shenanigans. I don't know. Probably to just do something to take out
He's
Braun.
gonna get crushed under a truck. That's the
Yeah,
only
he's gonna get
possible thing
pancaked.
they can
he's
do.
gonna get pancaked
I mean,
with an ambulance in a garbage truck.
yeah. He's gonna get pancaked in the middle with an ambulance and a garbage truck, and even that won't really put Braun Strowman down. He's gonna give everyone these hands. Like,
Oh,
He
that's a
doesn't care
great
in the
shirt,
world.
by the way. I still need to get it, but that was a great shirt
yeah.
that just came out.
But it's just frustrating to think that with all the hype, with all the build up, this is what's gonna happen. Sure, it should have been better. It should have been great if you negate Kane out of the equation and get Brock versus Brown #2, which
With
I
Brock
don't really
Taylor
mind.
this time.
Yeah, if Brock's carrying this time, but now we get Kane and probably not give a shit Brock Lesnar and him going to win and then carrying it over all the way to the golden path.
Mhm.
So it's gonna be bad,
Mhm.
but
Yep.
Mhm.
at least it's better than the WWE title match.
Yes. Anyway,
Should that
now
be a
that-
compliment?
now
Oh,
that-
Sal, are you really sure about that?
Yes, was my rant a couple minutes ago not clear enough?
Okay, fair
Yeah,
enough.
fair enough.
Yeah.
I'll give
Yeah,
you that.
they're gonna do something cool, with Braun and
I've heard Braun's gonna feud with Miz at Mania for the IC title. That's just like a very early thing I've heard. So
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, if Miz beats Braun, then
I wonder if they have Miz lose it, move him over to SmackDown, and have him challenge AJ for the belt.
Doubtful.
doubtful.
No,
Well,
that-
I'd rather see him challenge. I'd rather him challenge Bobby Roode.
Ooh,
God,
for
no.
the U.S. champion. Yeah, okay. But
Nah,
well,
Miz needs that. Miz needs that big W, but we'll get to that eventually.
We'll
maybe.
get to
He's
that
already
later.
had it
We'll
once.
do
You
fantasy
don't need
book.
it again.
Yes, he does. Away with you. Away with you.
guys, time out. Done. Let's talk about what's on the list. What's on the agenda next.
Women's
Well,
Rumble.
next is the first ever historic history making. We can't say the word history enough. Women's Royal Rumble match.
If I ever hear any word coming out with historical or historic, I'm gonna take a shot of sake.
Seriously,
You're going to be dead by the end of the match because that's going to be the entirety of commentary for the entire match.
Well,
I don't
I got a take on that there, MDS, and I mentioned this on the show last week.
Mhm.
There's rumblings and rumors out there that Beth Phoenix is coming back for this match.
Well, that's one of the things I want to ask about, because 18 entrants have been announced, and they consist of every member of the women's roster on both shows, excluding the 2 champions. So we've got 12 open spots. So one person, each of you to give me one person that you think will be a surprise entrance, either from NXT or a legend or somebody else. Taker, you're going with Beth Phoenix?
Yep, and for this simple fact. And I'm going to say the words you don't want to hear, MDS, but this is a history-making moment, because Beth Phoenix is
Where's my shot?
Was the only other woman besides China, who is no longer with us, to be in a men's Royal Rumble.
Karma.
Well, Karma was also in it too.
And Karma. I forgot about Karma.
Don't you do that to Kia Stevens. Don't you do it.
Yeah, don't do it.
All right. I will accept a slap in the face from Tonya on this one. You get one preview. We've unused it now. Anyway, she will be the first to compete in both a men's and a woman's Rumble.
Rumble, yeah.
And WWE is all about making history, you know.
Yeah. All right. Tonya, who do you got?
I'm gonna go with Nikki Cross.
Ooh,
interesting. I like that.
I do too.
All right, George.
I was gonna go with Nikki Cross, but
I'm sorry.
in the effort to be different, I'm gonna go with. That's all right. That's all right. You're good. I'm gonna go with Peyton Royce.
Aha.
Less of a stretch, I would say, but also a good guess.
Interesting.
MDS.
Well, I know this is gonna jump the gun with the whole with George and all that, but okay, sure. If you want Peyton Royce, I'll bring out Billy Kay as well and just get out the iconic duo there.
Fair choice. Sal.
Shit. What the hell? Maybe Trish comes back for one day. I don't know.
That was who I was.
She already did came back for one day.
Well, yeah, and Bailey marked out like a geek.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, she would be so good.
That was so cute, though, to see Bailey.
It was. I mean,
but that's Bailey. That's her. She is a mark. She is a mark.
I know. I know. It just felt like a further, just like you dug up the body one more
that was
time.
Her gimmick. That's how she started. Like
I know. It's just, and I know. I will say this: it at least felt real to an extent, and I'll criticize WWE for feeling phony so many times. So I'll praise them there. I don't know. It's just like it felt like it didn't feel like they were trying to do it because that's who Bailey is, as much as it felt like we're gonna continue to make Bailey feel like a geek. That's the feeling I got. Like that was their intent.
Yeah, but I mean, it wasn't as bad as their other instances of.
Well, no, it wasn't. But I don't know.
But I mean, Trish was going to be my pick too, so I'll say that's certainly is a good choice. I'm going to give a 2-for-1 here, and I'm going to say both the Bella twins are going to be in this match.
Aha, 2-for.
Yeah,
both of them. Okay.
Yeah.
I can see that. Yeah.
Definitely Brie. Nikki, I think is
Nikki can't get cleared. That's the problem.
I think
that they can arrange it such that she doesn't take a neck bump. So I think they can make it work that she'll be okay. Because I mean there are some very experienced people working that match who can work safely enough to make sure that she will be protected and will not suffer an injury. But Brie is a definite. I'm saying is going to be her big return moment, as a definite lock for her coming back.
Yeah, you guys think Lita returns?
Wouldn't shock me.
No,
I don't. Not with the issues she's got going on with WWE. There's something going on backstage that's not really come to light, but there's big rumors about it.
Oh.
No, never mind.
I would love to see Trish and Lita in the ring again. It would be great to see those two go at it.
Who have we picked winners yet?
No, that's the next question.
Yeah,
who do you think wins, and who do you think that they challenge? So we'll go around back the other way. Sal, you first.
I'm going with in the winner of the most historic first history making history this. I'm a history major, but even I am so sick and tired of hearing WWE say the word fucking history when talking about women. Get another fucking gimmick for them, please. I'm taking Asuka to challenge Alexa.
Okay. MDS?
Yeah. I'm gonna echo Sal. I'm gonna say that Asuka looks the obvious choice. Is on paper, she is the one with the most upside coming out from it.
Mm-hmm.
This is number one, and number two, she hasn't really gotten herself off ever since coming out from October last year. Mm-hmm. Because I already said this countless times to a lot of people. The problem with Asuka is that she made her main roster debut at an inopportune time. She made it into a pay-per-view, and then coming out from the pay-per-view, she has to contend with Survivor Series and the lull of Christmas and the New Year until she can actually pick up her feet.
Okay.
And people are saying that she's not over, or she's getting passe, she's getting bland. Just look at the crowd's reaction when she tossed everyone out from the ring this week. That shows she's still over.
Okay, George.
Texted my dad, frequent show contributor, this morning, and he said Becky Lynch. So that's what I'm going to go with. Is Becky Lynch.
Oh,
Becky Lynch to challenge Charlotte.
Becky Lynch to challenge Alexa.
To challenge Alexa.
No, yeah, why not? Oh no, Becky. No, Charlotte. Becky Lynch to stay on SmackDown and challenge Charlotte. Sorry. I was kind of daydreaming there for a minute. Yeah, no, Becky Lynch. Pops, Dad says Becky Lynch is going to win, and sounds good enough for me.
Yeah.
All right. Tonya?
All right.
Okay, well, I'm going to be a little different because it's the Rumble. We should be allowed to make more than one pick. It's 30 people.
Certainly.
Sure.
If it's somebody from Raw, it'll be Asuka, and she'll challenge Alexa. But if it's from SmackDown, kind of thinking it could be either Naomi or Becky, because they kind of kept Naomi strong, but like not pay too much attention to her. And you know how they kind of like to surprise people. And you know, I'm kind of hoping and wishing and praying that she does win.
Yeah.
No, same here. I really love.
And and whoever out of those two, they'll challenge Charlotte.
Yeah. I will say my reasoning for picking a Raw superstar is because, like, the rumors I've heard is that a SmackDown's men's superstar is winning the Rumble, so I think they'd want to like split it up, like one for each. So
fair.
Yeah.
Unless they want to get all historic history making again and have the first women's elimination chamber. But yeah, what drugs am I on to even suggest that?
Yeah, I hope they don't. Because money in the
time
bank
to get drunk on sake again with the whole history making.
Oh God!
After you're right, Tonya. After that Money in the Bank debacle, I don't need another history.
If they're not going to let them take those risks, like the women actually want to, then don't even do the match because it's condescending.
Yeah.
So
you're right.
Exactly.
Doesn't Carmella still have that stupid briefcase?
Oh yes,
still has it.
Oh my God!
What the hell's going on with that thing?
Hey, she's still got another 6 months before she has to cash it in.
She's going to do the Seth Rollins with it.
This is the real story. They only gave her that briefcase because Vince thought it was funny to have James Ellsworth be the one to go up and grab the case and technically win the match. And beyond that, they had no plans whatsoever.
Of course.
Yeah. They already had the plan. What happened
because
after the
why give the women any focus or any long-term storytelling? They don't need that. Rah, 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 rah. Fuck off. They die in a fire.
I don't need that. James Ellsworth. You can get the
I just wanted, can we ask? Oh, did he pick yet?
No. Tonya, continue.
I was just wondering, like, after this, can we like predict who's going to be number 1 and number 2?
Yeah, that was going to be the next thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Taker, who do you got winning it?
Believe it or not, I'm going along with Asuka because
that's surprising.
Surprising, infinite. Yes, because of she is my empress, my goddess, and it's well known. It's well known around here.
Yeah. That's your girl.
That's my girl. Always will be. I mean, she's just, you know, I don't know what it is with her. It's just that there's something I see in her. Does she mail it in on occasion? Yeah, but she can get away with it and still have a great match. with anybody. Even if she's mailing it in, she still draws the best out of a person.
Yep.
I see her cleaning house and setting a rather sizable elimination record in the end.
I'm going that pick too. I know it's a safe pick as well, but I'm also picking Asuka to win. But I mean, it seems like the clearest way to go about it, and still keep your major players strong. Which is my segue into picking who's going to be number 1 and number 2. I'm going to go first on that one. This might make some people a little bit intrigued by these picks. I'm actually going to give a little bit of a long-term, longer than just 1 and 2 here. I'm going to give a little bit of long-term storytelling here for this. I'm picking Liv Morgan to enter at number 1 and Nia Jax to enter at number 2, and for Nia to just blow through people until Tamina comes in at number 5, and that's when we start to have an actual Royal Rumble, when more than 2 people are in the ring at once. Because we know that they want to keep Nia Jax looking strong, and they also, need to keep Tamina looking strong because they're the 2 biggest women. So that's what I'm predicting is going to happen there.
Why do I see those 2 taking each other out in the end?
Oh yeah, exactly. They're gonna do the Kane, they're gonna do the Kane Big Show thing. It happens every fucking year, and they're gonna be trying to take each other out, and everybody else is gonna dump them at the same time.
Okay, the question I have is, who's gonna do the Kofi spot for the women?
I do have an answer. You're gonna like this.
What is it?
Becky Lynch is gonna do the Kofi spot if it happens.
Becky?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I could see her doing it.
All right, Tonya, since you asked, you can go next. Who do you guys do number 1 and number 2?
Okay. I think Naomi's going to be in one of those spots just because her entrance, they might want to get her full entrance on the show.
Yeah, okay.
And I actually think Sasha's number's going to get called super early. And she's going to last for a very long time.
Do you think she's going to be the Iron Woman?
Yes, I do.
Oh, so she's going to do the Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
Good bet.
Yeah,
I could agree with that. Sal.
Geez. I honestly have no idea. I think they might. It depends on how strong they really want to make Asuka look. If they really want to make her look like the queen among queens, I think they might have her go in at number 1 or number 2. Run the gamut like a Ric Flair or Rey Mysterio or Chris Benoit. Whoever else did that. Didn't Shawn Michaels do it one year, I think? I can't remember.
Yeah, he did.
Okay. And I think the other number 1, I would like it to be Asuka and Naomi enter at the start, and then those are the last 2. I think that would be really cool.
That would be interesting, yeah.
Interesting.
So
Yeah.
I mean, it would...
Doing a whole repeat of the 95 Rumble then.
Yeah. Well, you might as well. I mean, it was one of the good things they did, and hell, those are like my 2 favorite women on the rosters. So,
not a bad choice.
Not a bad choice.
George.
Sasha Banks and Natalya. I think they need workers, and not that Natalya is a great worker, but they think she's a worker. Which is. So it's Sasha Banks and Natalya. I think Tanya's right, and that Sasha will get a nice long 30, 35 minute, time span. What did I say for number 30? Are we picking a number 32, or are we just doing 1 and 2?
If you want to throw out a number 30, you can. I didn't pick one, but if you guys want to throw out a number 30, anybody who's,
I don't know. I don't have the metaphorical sack to pick Ronda Rousey for this Rumble.
Well, Ronda's already come out and said that she's actually going to be filming for a movie in Colombia.
Because wrestlers never lie, Chris.
Well, yeah,
because wrestlers never lie.
I'm just saying that's what she said.
I know, but
that's what she said.
That's what she said.
I told you this. I told you two this in the chat that we have.
Yeah.
In the Twitter chat. If the men's Rumble comes on before the women's Rumble, 100% Ronda Rousey is winning the women's Rumble. If they do if you're watching the Royal Rumble and it's like 8:30 Central Time and they put up that little men's Royal Rumble video, the video with the numbers that they do, you're like, and you haven't seen the women's Royal Rumble yet. Ronda Rousey is winning the women's Royal Rumble because they're going to go all out with that.
Yeah. One of my buddies who I talk with.
I don't think they're gonna like WWE's about promotion. They spoil the shit out of everything now. I don't think they're gonna do that. I think it would be clear as day when Ronda Rousey gets involved.
Yeah, one of my buddies.
Then here's my number 30. You ready? Here's my number 30.
Go ahead.
The inventor of women herself, Stephanie McMahon.
Gonna come off comms and do
it. Coming right, putting the headset down.
Do the Jerry Lawler. Do the Jerry Lawler.
You're gonna hear that horrible R&B song that she has as her entrance music. You know, the weird bad song, whatever the hell she has.
The Queendom.
With the bad beat, and she's gonna put the headset down, and she's gonna walk right into that match, and someone's gonna eliminate her, and then that's gonna be where we are.
George, she's gonna do the whole
maybe
Jerry
Sasha
Lawler
Banks
thing.
eliminates her, and that's who Sasha feuds with for a little bit or something. Who knows?
Who knows?
Yep. So,
all right.
But
So
he's
I
gonna
will
do the
say,
Jerry Lawler skit.
That's my number 30.
I can see Nia being number 30 because her cardio is terrible.
Oh, it's
That's
good point.
also true.
Good point.
Good point.
yeah. I will say this as far as the Rounder stuff goes. I've talked to one of my buddies who follows wrestling to some degree, and he says what he's heard is that WWE plans to sign her to like a 5-match deal from this Mania to next Mania and work like Mania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, Rumble, next year's Mania. So
we'll see.
That's just what I've heard.
Okay.
Okay. Taker, who do you got as your 1 and 2? And if you want to add a 30, you can add a 30.
Okay. My 1 and 2 are gonna be, and you guys are gonna scream when I say this.
Okay.
I start with Nia Jax
Okay.
as at 1, and Shayna Baszler at 2.
Oh,
Interesting.
I can see it because Shayna's what, 37? So they may want to hotshot her to the main roster pretty soon, right?
Yeah.
Shayna's 37.
That is conceivable.
And I mean, there will be hard hitting from both sides.
That's my girl. That's my girl.
Yeah.
Chris knows.
Yeah, but then we also have
knows
to say,
she's my
then
girl.
you can also say goodbye to your other girl, Sonya Deville, there. So
Yeah, that's a problem. That's okay.
and then Sonya
Yeah,
Deville is
I have a new toy.
Smackdown.
I have a new toy.
Yeah,
of
my-
Shayna Baszler.
The law of conservation of MMA chick fighter gimmicks. There's no time to have one on the main roster at any time.
Sonya Deville coming in at 3 or 4 and going right after Shayna.
that'd be interesting. I like
Do we
that.
think
And,
Go
and my
Guy
number
name-
30, and my number 30, believe it or not, is
He's laughing. Okay.
yeah, because I was
Good.
thinking Stephanie myself.
Oh,
Nice.
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 So
Why do I feel that Stephanie's gonna do the whole Jerry Lawler thing where she comes in and then someone eliminates her quickly and then she's
gonna
this is bullshit.
She's gonna do the Booker T, has set the record for the shortest stint in the women's Royal
I hope
Rumble.
that she gets eliminated and then walks right back to the commentary table and doesn't miss a beat.
See, y'all saying this. I pray to God she got on heels.
Yeah.
Dear God.
What would be great is if she comes out like in a dress, but somehow is able to like change into like yoga pants at the table without anyone noticing it,
Without missing a
and
beat.
then just like goes in that way, like regular, like so she starts in a dress and has like regular fighting clothes by the end of it somehow.
that would be slick.
There's no female equivalent to like taking your sports coat off, right?
Yeah.
Like she's not going to be wearing. I mean, she's not Rachel Maddow. She's not going to be wearing a blazer when she's
She
sitting
might
there.
be.
So
She sometimes is rocking the pantsuit.
Yeah.
There have been some nights. So,
Well, I
it'd be
mean-
great if the pants.
I mean,
it'd be great
when
if the
Jerry
pantsuit,
Lawler
it was like a breakaway pantsuit, like she's Naito.
that would be
Awesome.
You know, you were talking about Jerry Lawler.
Y'all giving me nightmares.
We're talking about Jerry Lawler here, and he used to wear his ring gear to commentary anyway.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
he
he
always
does.
get involved with like he had that 3-year feud with Bret Hart in like the mid '90s that went on forever.
You know, the kiss my foot match.
a 3-year feud that went on forever. Nice sense of time there, George. I like that.
So
It was 3 years, but it did
was
seem
like a
forever.
2-year feud.
It seemed like it never was going to end.
Before we move on, I need to ask.
MDS hasn't given his picks yet.
Oh, right.
So let's last but not least, MDS. Who do you got 1 and 2? And if you want to throw in a 30, you can throw in a 30.
I'll throw all 4. I'll throw even the Iron Woman who's gonna do that.
Okay.
Okay. Liv Morgan gonna come out first.
Okay.
Bailey's coming out second.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Becky Lynch is gonna do the Iron Woman thing.
Not a bad pick. Not a bad pick.
Last but not least, this is gonna shock a lot of people.
Are you hearing
Dana
it?
Brooke. Dana
Dana
Brooke.
Brooke at 30.
Yeah.
I love her in her new Titus Worldwide gimmick.
Yeah. If she comes out with Titus and Apollo like cheering her on, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
I will say that.
Yeah. Sure. Give her 30 and then just take her out at about 5-minute mark, and that'll be fine. Give her 5 minutes in the ring and then just go, okay.
And before we move on, I need to ask MDS, you and Chris something, and I think you'll know what I'm going to ask you. Do we think our Kaizoku Hime makes an appearance?
No, she's still recovering from injury.
Yep. Number one.
Oh, she is out due to injury?
Yeah,
She's
she's. I mean, it's not anything really specific. It's more just that she's banged up, and that's what happens when you transition from a Stardom schedule to a WWE NXT schedule. Then undoubtedly they probably were overworking her in the Performance Center too. So I don't think we see her. I think that she's gonna eventually be coming back to NXT to get the title, and she's gonna have a title run before she gets to the main roster.
Yeah, and for anyone wondering what the hell I just said to them and how they know, I'm not going to explain it, and neither will you two.
Yeah.
So I still stand by my answer. She won't care. She likes it both.
All right, fair enough. All right. And moving on now to the men's Royal Rumble, where we have even fewer entrants announced. We only have 17 out of 30 entrants announced, and I'll actually run down the list here. Elias, Randy Orton, Shinsuke Nakamura, John Cena, Finn Balor, Baron Corbin, Matt Hardy, Bray Wyatt, Rusev, Aiden English, Apollo Crews, Titus O'Neil, The Miz, Ted Dillinger, Big E, Kofi Kingston, and Xavier Woods. I'm not reading it any slower than that. So, let's see. Where do we want to start with this? Surprise entrance. MDS. Give me a surprise entrant or two if you feel so inclined. Whatever you feel like saying. Surprise entrance. MDS.
Sorry. I can give two at the current moment.
Okay, for the men.
One of them might surprise some of you. Batista.
That would surprise me.
Because, given the way the last run with him ended with WWE, if you guys still remember how that ended.
Oh, I remember. The good old Queen wave on the way up.
With the good old Queen wave. I'm leaving. Bye-bye.
And I quit.
Yeah, and I quit. So, sure, in a traditional amount of sense, Royal Rumble matches usually just serve as the place where former wrestlers do a one-off and then just coming in and then just hi and then bye. That's it. Yeah. I'd be surprised if Batista comes out. I'd be genuinely surprised if Batista comes out from Royal Rumble to the Royal Rumble. Actually, number 2 pick would be actually. If rumors are, I'm just speculating. Probably the former Derek Bateman.
EC3.
Yeah.
You think EC3's coming in?
Yeah.
Do you think he comes in as EC3 or does he come in as Derek Bateman?
EC3, because he already has his trademarks for the name approved.
All right.
As far as I know anyway. So as far as I know from the news that I read, so he does have the legal trademark rights for the EC3 label and the EC3 name.
Yeah, because I know TNA has released all the trademarks that talent have come up with under TNA. So I don't know if he came up with it though. That would be the only issue. But
all right,
I'd be more surprised if he comes out, because that will be his transition from TNA to WWE is actually quite fast.
Yeah.
It's suddenly coming up, and that will be really quick.
He's former WWE anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm I'm more on a realistic sense that okay, when you're out and then you have to spend you don't have to spend that amount of time, like 2-3 weeks or a month or so. It's just that you have to have a little bit of space, and then suddenly just comes into WWE, something like that. I think I might be naive on that one, but I think usually that will be the go-to.
Yeah. Well, plus the fact that TNA style isn't that different from WWE, it makes the adjustment easier. So
nice. All right, I'm gonna go next, just to liven up the order a little bit. I only have one name for a surprise entrant, and it's only really considered a surprise because he's already going to be in a match that night. But I'm picking Braun to be my surprise entrant, and I'm picking for him actually to have the most eliminations in this one too. I think he's going to get 10 eliminations before he gets thrown. I don't know who does the throwing, but he's my pick to be a surprise entrant, coming off of getting hurt and then still getting hurt. I figure they're gonna have him get hurt somehow, or like, quotation marks hurt in the triple threat, and then still have him come out and look like a fucking monster in the Rumble itself.
You see him going through the German announce table at ringside, do you?
Oh, probably. Yeah. Since they're giving the Spanish announcers table a break after the new union deal. Tonya.
Well, since they're in Philly, I'm going to say Taz.
Oh.
Ooh.
I like the ECW angle.
Getting off of his talk show for this.
Does he want to get off from a talk show though?
He's gonna come in and suplex a couple of people and then get eliminated. But yeah. I don't think factor in. He's just gonna come to get a pop,
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, George.
Whoever said Derek Bateman is in the right ballpark, but give me Bobby Lashley.
Oh,
the other guy.
The other guy. Okay.
Who has done great work this past year for TNA. He has been excellent in this weird feud they're doing with America's Top Team. And the shit with Moose and all that other. He's been very, very good.
He's been...
And give me... Oh, go on. I'm sorry.
He's been the constant ever since I started watching TNA. He has been the constant.
He's been very good, Bobby Lashley. And because it's late January and you just can't have a WrestleMania build without the most insecure man in the history of wrestling,
Don't say it.
Triple H.
No.
Triple H. It's that time of year, ladies and gents.
No.
Time to play the game.
No.
Thanks, George. You took my pick.
Shun the non-believer.
No.
I'm with you, Tonya. Fuck that noise. I don't want
I'm not saying I want it.
I know you guys can't see me right now, but
I'm just saying get your mind ready for it.
No.
I know you guys can't see me right now, but I'm just like staring existentially off into the distance.
Yeah.
No.
Get ready for that guitar.
No.
Get ready.
No.
Time to play the game. Get ready.
Okay.
No.
Well, I question my life.
Yeah, you can.
No.
Well, no, I'm saying while I question my life, I'm
I'm
just questioning it right now.
Yeah. Tonya, I'm with you. All the no.
Every no.
I like how she knew right away. When I said insecure, she knew right away where I was going.
Yeah.
Take all your Daniel Bryan shirts. Wear all of them right now.
Sammy and Kevin have their yep movement. I'm going with the nope movement on Triple H being in the Rumble. Nope.
And somehow I see you dancing in the Sami Zayn pose.
Oh, it would be horrendous, but I would try it.
Snorlax dancing in the Sami Zayn pose? That would be awesome.
Don't forget, guys. Triple H has 3 people to feud with.
Triple H in the row. Like, I'm already, I still have a bad taste in my mouth. Because this motherfucker not only winning the Rumble and the championship, but eliminating Roman and doing the suck it thing. Oh no.
Yep.
No.
Oh,
No.
Tonya. How about banging?
Oh my
How
God.
about banging his head in? How about banging his head into the table in time with the suck it chance? Remember that?
Yes.
How about that long ass boring match he had with Seth Rollins last year at Mania?
How about every Mania match he's had except for Daniel Bryan? How about
That Hell in a Cell match against Taker was pretty good.
Yeah, that's true.
But that was before we entered this phase of Triple H.
Yeah, that was long hair. That was long hair Triple H.
Yeah, long hair Triple H was still decent.
Yeah, maybe the guy's like Samson. He gets a haircut and he loses all his powers.
Good shout.
I wasn't surprised. Sal, give me some surprise entrance.
All right. I can't take credit for this one. This came from the chat who we've been ignoring because we've been so busy. Hi, chat. We love you.
We love you, chat. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for listening to our madness.
Yeah, and especially to Mr. Matt DSM, who said Jimmy Dream has to come back. I see James Ellsworth being the kind of Santino Marella type entrant. You know what I mean?
He did that last year, though.
I see them bringing him back for it, though. I could see it.
Even after they just released him from his contract and he's currently in the middle of his non-compete clause?
Do you think Vince McMahon knows that they released him? I mean, keep in mind, this is a guy who... keep in mind, this is a guy who once released Jimmy Wang Yang, saw Jimmy Wang Yang backstage, and said, go out there, and then they rehired him. Okay?
God.
I'm serious. This is a real thing that happened.
How about...
I believe it. Yeah. All right, so Ellsworth. All right, Taker, who do you got?
Somebody that is, there's rumors abounding with this gentleman. Some say that he's gone. Others say no, he's not. I'm going with the world's strongest man, Mark Henry.
Nice.
I like it.
He actually did come out and say that he is not gone. He's still under contract. But he's just spending more time with his family.
Right, but I mean, Mark Henry would be a nice addition and a surprise that because you're not seeing his name anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After people say that he's retired, and then suddenly,
word gets out that he's retired, and then he says, "No, I'm not," and we got the Rumble coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, I'll pop if I hear 3 6 9.
Go and get the kid.
Oh yes.
You know what I love about Mark Henry?
The best entrance music in all WWE.
You know what I love about Mark Henry? When he wipes his feet on the ring. I love that.
Yeah.
Class act.
Old school. I love that.
Well, and then my second surprise entrant, The Godfather.
Okay.
All right.
I think there was a surprise entrant back in the 09 Rumble that I saw live.
Yeah.
I think that was a thing. I know him and RVD. I know RVD was one. We all popped for that.
RVD's a good name.
Yeah.
I don't
think
it's too bad. It's too bad that there's one name I would like to throw out there, but it's just too bad his body can't do it anymore. And that's Sabu.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a match he would love.
RVD can come in for a real quick one, though.
He could. I don't think he will.
I don't think he cares for Triple H at all.
He doesn't. He doesn't.
Yeah.
He really doesn't.
But
Talking about
Tonya,
the shovel, eh?
But Tonya, you know what he does? You know who he does care for? Benjamin Franklin and Andrew Jackson and Alexander Hamilton and
U.S. Grant.
U.S. Grant.
That's who
George Washington.
I think he cares for those guys a little more than he hates Triple H.
And the thing about it is, they're not all dead presidents.
True.
True.
Which one's not a president?
Everyone's
Funky.
I actually have one more name before we move on to the next one, and that's going to be UK champion Pete Dunne.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Pete Dunne's a really good shout.
I would not be surprised for Pete Dunne to come in and to because he's been getting face pops. I would not be surprised if he came in and knocked out guys like Miz or Baron Corbin or something like that. Just came in and just was a wrecking ball for 5 minutes before getting tossed by Braun.
What's up with the host hating the Miz? Jesus.
Are we going to do the ones number 1 and number 2 on this one as well?
Oh, we're about to do that now. Yeah. All right, so number 1 and number 2, Taker, we'll go with you first.
Number 1, Miz.
Okay.
Number 2, Roman Reigns.
Wow. All right. Just start right off with everybody hating the show. All right.
My God, why is everyone so anti-Miz?
I'll be all over that. That would be freaking sick. But
Philadelphia
will the booze down.
But that's smart though.
Yeah, that's
if
true.
you bring Roman out at the beginning of the match, the crowd never turned on the match. They hated it as soon as it happened.
Yeah, that's true.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
But Roman beats Miz senseless, but Roman gets eliminated before Miz.
Oh, I'd be fine with that then. I thought you were going to have Roman beat him senseless and then just toss him. As long as
he'll get tossed by someone's surprise entrant of Braun.
Yeah. That's the only one that makes sense to toss Roman if we get right down to it.
Yeah. Braun will toss Roman and Miz both.
At the same time?
At the same time,
because they'll be too busy beating the shit out of each other in a corner that he'll just walk over and grab them and throw them out.
I'm fine with that.
And the brawl will continue all the way to the back.
Right.
Miz and Roman.
All right.
and the camera crew follows them still, even with the Royal Rumble.
Yep.
Right.
MDS, who do you got?
Okay, number one. Oh, number one, surprising, Matt Hardy.
Okay.
Number two, even more surprising, Bray Wyatt.
Ooh.
I can see that.
Start the match
start
off
the
even
crazies
worse
early.
with Roman. Jesus.
Start the crazies early.
I can see that. That makes sense. That makes some amount of sense.
Start the crazies pretty early. Kofi Kingston's gonna do his Kofi Kingston stick, as we could expect, because that somehow is a good spot now. The last name on my list, 30, would be. Oh, are we doing 30 this one?
Yeah, you can do 30 if you want to.
I didn't do one. So you have to come back.
Do you want to have the 30?
I didn't do my 30, but come back to me at the end.
Okay.
30. It would not surprise me if John Cena comes out as 30.
Fair.
That makes sense.
Okay. All right. George.
30 is going to be Triple H.
Damn it,
Like
George.
it was 2 years.
Shut up.
Like it was 2 years ago.
No,
Hey, I'm riding this horse all the way to town.
no.
Not a good horse.
I'm
got 3 legs.
I'm gonna find
I'm riding all the way
I'm gonna
down.
cut its legs off.
Yeah,
I'm bringing my machete and I'm gonna find that horse and I'm gonna cut its legs off.
No,
one will be
it ain't a horse. It's a bottle of glue.
30's Triple H. One, it's Bobby Roode, so you can have the super long, elaborate entrance. You know, like they get the NXT entrances with the pianos and shit. Bobby Roode is going to be 1 or 2, and facing him will be the return of Dolph Ziggler. Because again, they need more horses.
Okay, I got a question on that, George. I got a question for you on that.
Sure.
We know Bobby Roode is the current crowned U.S. champion, right?
Yes.
Will Dolph Ziggler come out wearing a U.S. championship belt?
No, because he left it in the ring. He had no interest in the belt.
So he
but
says.
It wouldn't shock me, but I'd say no.
Well, didn't it's a sort of an HBK storyline going on.
He lost his smile.
Yeah, that's similar.
He lost his smile.
Then what did Dolph Ziggler lose? His dignity?
His charisma. His
charisma, his talent.
Yeah.
His dignity.
Like in Space Jam, where the aliens stole all the talent. That's
Wait! I got one bet. I got the best one. Did he lose his balls in the ring as well?
Yeah.
Probably.
He left his smile. So yeah, Bobby Roode, Dolph Ziggler, and Triple H was my number 30, and I'll just be laughing and loving life and hating life.
Hating life too.
I'm gonna hear Triple H's music, and I'm gonna hit the little home button on Twitter to see the reactions, and it's gonna be great.
Tonya, save us.
You'll imagine yourself as Camus with Sisyphus. He must be happy. And there's a very highbrow joke that no one will get.
Tonya, save us.
Okay, well, because I think Vince is going to take this opportunity because like the guy who's going to main event isn't going to win this match, so he's going to take this opportunity to troll the fuck out of Philly because he's Vince. Number 1 is going to be John Cena. Number 2 is going to be Randy Orton. Same old shit.
Oh, God.
Nice.
I actually predict that Dolph was going to be number 30.
Okay.
And I think Randy Orton's going to be the Iron Man because I just think he's a veteran and he's going to be there like to keep the match, you know, like get over here or it's time for this spot, move your ass out the way. You know how he is. So I think he's going to be pretty much directing traffic. And some people were like, he's too lazy for that. But like Jericho laid down half of the time when he was directing traffic. You don't CM Punk had a concussion the last time they were in Philly, and he was like the person that kept everything together. So it's not that much work.
Fair. All right, Sal.
Oh, jeez, God. I don't know. I think my number one. I don't really like any of the choices I'm seeing, and I really have no idea who they bring back as a surprise. You know what I mean? Although it's obviously going to be one of the people that are already listed. They're not going to waste a surprise as the first fucking entrant. The first or second fucking entrant. That'd just be stupid. You know, you pop people when you get the countdown. So I wonder if they have Finn Balor enter in at number one, and he takes on, I don't know, Elias.
Does
maybe?
he do that?
Yeah, I think they do his longest entrance.
I don't think he comes in as a demon.
What's going to be the question there? Will he be?
I don't predict the demon because they've been extremely downplaying that side of things with the Balor Club being a thing now. So I don't think that he comes out as demon.
Yeah, no. Actually, I think it'll be Finn and what's his name? U.S. champion Bobby Roode. Jesus, yeah.
Finn and Bobby Roode. All right.
He forgets.
Yeah, mainly because one, they have the two longest ass entrances. So you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, even then, even non-demon King Finn, his entrance is long as hell, and Bobby Roode's the whole glorious thing. I mean,
it's the same. Oh yeah.
It is right down to it. Yeah. Yeah.
It is the same.
The only difference between them is that Finn is playing like a dime store NWO, and Bobby Roode is playing a penny store Ric Flair.
Which is so fucking funny in the comparison.
So we've got like what, nickel store WCW going on between them.
Yeah. Yep. Well, we've already established the line. Bobby Roode is the dollar store Triple H, who is the dollar store Ric Flair.
Yeah.
So Bobby Roode is therefore the Salvation Army Ric Flair.
Yes.
I forget who it was that was being the dollar store Bobby Roode. George, do you remember who it was that was being the dollar store Bobby Roode?
Shit, who was it?
Dollar store Bobby.
I'm sorry.
Was Adam Cole?
Yeah, I think it was Cole.
Adam Cole.
That makes Adam Cole. Adam Cole is the dollar store Bobby Roode. It makes him by de facto part of the chain, the dumpster fire Ric Flair.
Well,
I mean, everybody's got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah, you know what? And Adam Cole needs to start hitting the gym.
Oh,
yeah,
he's got the body of a 4-year-old.
I said something. I had to say something about the whole Bobby Roode thing because I was one of the first ones that called him knockoff Ric Flair.
Yeah,
no, it's
terrible.
I like Bobby, but I'm demented, so I mean,
well, here's the thing: we're supposed to think he's like Ric Flair because he's teaming with Rick's daughter in the Mixed Match Classic. I mean, so we're not the only ones who see this. That he's a knockoff.
Glorious robe. By the way, is anyone is the Mixed Match Classic any good? I haven't watched it yet.
I watched the Miz Asuka match. Yeah, I like the Miz.
Surprisingly good.
The little vignettes that they're all doing are awesome.
Yeah. I recommend watching it on the network because I watched it on Facebook and my stream froze up a couple times and like all those floating icon things are stupid.
Oh yeah, those are dumb.
Distracting. Yeah. It's just distracting.
Yeah, so I just wait for it to go on the network.
Real quick before we get to winners, which I'm assuming.
Oh wait, I haven't done my picks yet.
Oh, I'm sorry, but isn't it amazing that when you let this talented roster do their own thing, they can produce cool content?
Well, you know who's producing that, don't you?
Ryan Ward.
Yeah.
He's being left alone on the mixed match challenge.
Well, maybe that's why SmackDown
the talent is like doing their own thing.
Go figure. Maybe that's why Carmella was actually fucking enjoyable during her segment of the Mixed Match Challenge. Her coming out with the giant L, that was freaking fantastic.
Yep.
All right. So my picks, I'm going a little bit less standard because in the past few years they've with the exception of the 2016 Rumble where Roman was defending the title, they've started the Rumble in the past few years with usually pretty low-key people.
Okay.
So I'm picking to start the Rumble at number 1. I'm picking Elias. At number 2, I'm picking Xavier Woods.
Ooh.
And then as your number 30 entrant, because this crowd, these people have all worked themselves into a shoot, which we tell you not to do every week, but they've done it anyway. They've all worked themselves into a shoot that Daniel Bryan is coming back to be part of this Royal Rumble, and if anybody else comes out, they're going to get booed massively. So I'm picking Jason Jordan to be number 30 and to eat all of those boos. Just eat them all.
Who? I'm sorry?
Jason Jordan.
Oh, that's a good call. I like that.
Yeah. Because again, that Philly crowd is going to be expecting to hear "Flight of the Valkyries," and when they get next generation of greatness instead, it's going to be an absolute shitstorm. So, akin to what 2014 Rey Mysterio suffered, or even last year, what 2017 Roman Reigns dealt with. Last year,
I told you my story about that little kid. It was awesome. That was so great. That little kid,
for the people
little kid reacting.
Roman. Yeah.
I'm not a fan of Roman. I spent the entire time laughing.
Reaction videos.
Yeah, the reaction videos are the best.
Who records themselves watching number 30?
Yeah.
To me, a lot of those videos seem fake. Just rewind the network and let's act like we're mad and shocked that he came out. Who the fuck records themselves watching just one person enter the Royal Rumble? Come on now.
Yeah, that's some bullshit.
And to end this section,
sure.
My number 30, and again, I'm going to go on the rumor wire. This gentleman has been rumored to be in negotiation, not in negotiation, training somebody in negotiation. I'm going with Rey Mysterio coming out at 30.
That would be interesting. That would be interesting.
I wanted to take the shovel. I wanted to take the shovel, but George beat me to it.
Telling you, time to play the game, ladies and gentlemen.
No.
All right.
No, the game is over, George.
Game
over, man.
The game still lives.
All right, so George, since you've cursed us all with this bullshit Triple H shit, give me your winner first.
Oh, winner.
Ready?
It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
Go.
I'll get your friend and mine, Mr. John Cena.
Why?
And he's going to challenge AJ Styles.
No.
AJ for the belt. And he's going to break AJ's record. And he's going to bury him in the process. I'm going to get all fucking triggered like last time AJ and Cena had a feud. And it's going to be bad. And fucking KM Tyranny, Vidance, and everyone else on Twitter is going to try. And it's going to be bad. Real bad, Chris. Darkest fucking timeline. Get ready for it.
After Roman feuded with Cena, I completely fucking agree with you about everything you said.
Yep. It took one feud for everybody to be convinced George was right.
When Cena knows that the guy isn't a match, he'll put those guys over, no problem. But if he knows, like Vince may like this guy more than him, he tries in some fucking way to fucking bury them. He does that shit, and he did it to AJ, and he did it to Roman. Oh God.
Yeah.
I hated life when Roman. I hated it. I hated everything about that. I hated the promos. I hated the match. I hope it never happened. Actually, what am I talking?
Erasing it from history.
You're just erasing it from your memory.
Yeah.
You're realizing it out from your memory.
Who's next?
Tanya, who do you got?
Shinsuke Nakamura.
Why not? Please, yes. Please, God, yes. If I'm fucking flying in New Orleans, I better get at least one decent match out of this, other than Roman Brock too. I better get 1.5 good matches on this WrestleMania for 8 hours of being in that building.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
All right. Taker?
Shinsuke Nakamura.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, only if he gives a shit.
Yeah.
True.
It's AJ. He'll be facing AJ. He'll give a shit.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So you're saying that the last two are going to be AJ Nakamura? Ooh, yeah, I could see that those being the last two. AJ and him.
Well, AJ won't be in. I don't think.
You know what I'm saying? At Mania, that's who he's facing. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but how about? Yeah, but that would be. That's the match to build to.
Mm-hmm. All right. MDS?
But my biggest question would be: would WWE want to throw AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura over Brock Lesnar or Roman Reigns?
That's not going to. No, I mean, Brock Roman is definitely going to be the headliner, but
and Roman will have his fourth in a row main eventing WrestleMania. We already know this.
Yeah, and AJ Knock will be the one for like the quote unquote smarks. So,
Interesting.
Right. MDS, who do you got?
Safe pick would be Shinsuke Nakamura.
Okay.
I am surprising myself, but hell, someone said it earlier. I'm gonna say it again. I'm not gonna be surprised if John Cena wins this.
No. Yet, as they say in wrestling. Yet.
Yeah.
Sal?
My picture.
Sal, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
How do they say no in Japanese?
Yeah.
Ineo.
Did I say that right, MDS, or was my pronunciation off?
Yeah. No.
It was good?
Okay. It was good.
I thought it was, but I still need some work on a few things, so I just want to
if you want the whole Japanese Debride thing, is John Cena Janai.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that. I know. I have my exam tomorrow. I have my Japanese exam tomorrow, so I'm like cramming after this is over in a minute or two. But my pick would be, I heard this as a rumor, and I heard the betting odds on this person were really good, which utterly baffles me.
Okay.
I'm going to pick this person.
Okay, go. I know what you're going to say.
Ziggler.
There you go.
Yeah. The betting odds for some reason have been favoring Dolph Ziggler. And it utterly astounds me. And the reasoning I've heard is that they want to give AJ like a title win at Mania. Or like, a successful title defense at Mania and a win at Mania. So
Ziggler?
Yeah.
Ooh. That would be a match that nobody would care about, though, so it wouldn't matter. But WWE doesn't care. So.
Yeah, that's basically giving AJ Styles the freebie.
I think he got to face Shane, and like we may talk shit, but Vince thinks facing Shane is a big deal.
Yeah,
I don't think unless they plan on taking the title off of AJ soon.
They might because they might want to switch AJ over to Raw to face Roman because they're going to need to get some new challengers.
No.
So, and I've heard AJ's one of the guys they'd be rumored to do, and I'd be all for that because AJ Roman kicked ass the first time and they kick ass again. So
the problem with that though is that AJ is on SmackDown and Roman's on Raw.
Well, no, they'd have AJ defend at Mania. After Mania, he'd drop the belt and then get transferred over to Raw.
Oh yeah, because the Superstar Shakeup's coming right after Mania.
Yeah, so maybe it'll be like some fuck finish and someone will get a rematch or I don't know.
I don't know.
This is very defensive booking.
Hold on, wait, Sal. In this timeline, are you saying that Dolph beats him?
No. I'm saying AJ wins. He might drop it to someone on SmackDown somehow. I don't know. I guess it would depend on when the Superstar Shakeup is.
What Sal is suggesting is that
AJ retains.
Dolph Ziggler is the freebie.
Yeah, Dolph Ziggler is pretty much so AJ can say he got a title defense at Mania. After that, AJ drops it and then gets transferred over to Raw somehow.
Somehow.
Right.
Yeah, this plan has a lot of holes in it.
Yeah, a lot.
Like Swiss cheese.
That's all right. And I am going to go with the safe pick again and say Shinsuke, although I also, because I've also seen the betting odds, and I wouldn't be surprised if this happens given those betting odds. I would not be surprised if Roman wins it again. There are betting odds.
Philadelphia again.
Hey, they don't give a shit, so why not?
Bringing back the XFL, and that thing flops so fucking hard.
Oh, I am here for every minute of that, Don. So cannot wait. love
that
a
would
good
be
trade.
amazing.
I love a
We
good
got
trade.
2 years before that starts.
Listen, if Roman wins the Rumble again, y'all would definitely know because I'm gonna be off of Twitter, off of social media for at least the next week. I would not be able to take it.
You're gonna go around town just screaming Roman wins the Royal Rumble.
Tanya,
She's gonna be a
now that Roman's no longer the Intercontinental Champion, and I don't get my little Intercontinental Champion Roman Reigns gif every morning when I wake up.
Well, I'm gonna do my final one this week,
Okay.
but yeah, it's sad. But I mean, it's only like
It was
2
a
more
fun
months
reign.
then.
I enjoyed that. It was like a month long. It was a fun reign.
It was
Yeah.
far too short.
I can do gifts of Miz with the IC title if you want, George.
Nah, I'm good. Nah.
But don't worry,
give
I'm gonna have him with the Universal.
Sal, I've got 3 words for you. Fuck that shit.
Oh, you know, I'm gonna do
You
it.
know what,
just-
Sal?
Chris.
I'll take a gif.
Hey.
All right, good gif.
I mean, it was fun. We had a TV champion for a little bit, and it kind of reminded me of
like the old days.
So, yeah.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
but of course, everything good with Roman, we can't have it. We can't keep it.
Yep.
Of course.
Oh yeah, well, like you said, he has
Why
better
we
things
can't
to
have
do.
nice things.
You know what?
Better
We can't.
things.
This is
You know
this is
what?
why
Honestly-
we can't have nice things.
And I am
Yes, that's
honestly.
the nice thing about Roman too, though, is him winning the Intercontinental gave him a Grand Slam, something that Miz doesn't have yet.
He has a Grand Slam.
Yeah, Miz actually had a grand
Yeah,
slam
Miz
before
is
Roman did.
Yeah,
he
remember
was
when?
great.
Yeah, guys. Remember when Miz main evented WrestleMania and it was flopping so hard they had to bring the Rock in to bail out the buy rate?
Yep.
Remember 2011?
Remember.
Actually, I don't remember that because I wasn't watching.
Yeah, me neither.
I do.
Well, it happened.
Well, but now Miz is so popular, he's getting his own USA Network TV show. So
Who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
WWE cares.
Aw,
And that's
yeah.
one of the reasons why he's getting a big push. I've heard. So
Biased Miz. All hail. I'm with you.
base Miz, all hail.
You know
is
what? In
right.
all honesty,
Mhm.
you know what? In all, no gimmick, no nothing. Props to the Miz, because I remember when he came in and he was the interview geek
Yeah.
Mhm.
from Tough Enough.
Yep.
And you know what? Nobody liked this
Yeah.
guy in the back. Nobody liked this guy in the crowd, but nobody works harder than this guy. And he busted his ass, and he made himself into a great promo and an average wrestler, and he banged a hot wife, and he's got a kid on the way. And props to you, the Miz.
Yep.
You are you are a success story.
He really-
Congratulations, Miz.
Oh.
I can't wait for you to get eaten by Braun at Mania.
Oh wait, 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 oh, wait,
That'll be
wait.
great.
Yeah, he's got
That'll be great.
Oh, wait,
But you know what? Honestly, though, you know what? Sometimes in this fucking wacky ass company, in this wacky ass business, hard work does pay off.
Yep.
Yeah, but
Where-
the one thing I'm not looking forward to now
Mhm.
is, God forbid, and I'm saying this, and you can do the away with you all you want, Sal. I'm not going anywhere. Is God
Away with
forbid Miz wins the Royal Rumble? How insufferable of an SOB is he going to be?
Oh God, I won't watch.
Wait,
I won't
how
watch Raw.
insufferable? How insufferable is of an SOB is Miz going to be, or how insufferable of an SOB am I going to be? Because oh man,
I will not
You
watch
and him
Raw until
both.
Mania, and
You
I
and him
will
both.
mute you on social media, Sal.
come on, Chris.
You might never be allowed back to the ice show if that happens.
Oh come on.
Invite rescinded for 3 months.
Oh come on. I promise I'll only
By the way-
send you guys.
You know what?
I'm too nice. I'm too nice to.
Before we get out of here, the Royal Rumble means you know what's coming up, guys.
All the
Sign
WrestleMania
points.
the
sign
finger
points.
All the sign
The finger
pointing.
pointing.
All the
Finger
pointing
pointing.
at the sign. Can't wait for that.
Yeah, because that logo's that sign's gonna be up at this show.
Yeah,
I
I know.
hope
Time to
whoever
point at it.
the sign, like the pyro goes off when it's supposed.
Remember Pyro?
What pyro?
Yeah, what?
Oh yeah,
Pyro in
they
England.
don't have pyro anymore.
They don't have pyro.
Yeah, I know it sucks.
I know. I miss it. It was nice.
So,
And
You got
Sal,
anything
I'm
else,
too
team?
nice.
Oh.
Yeah, Sal, I'm too nice to actually kick you out, even though
Yay!
if that happened. So
Yay. And don't worry, guys. I promise I'll only send you like one GIF of Miz winning the
meanwhile,
Rumble.
someone's getting arrested in the background of the show.
Holy shit! They're onto me. Holy
Wait,
shit! they're on-
every episode, someone's getting arrested by poor Chris.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's that is the life I lead. I'm constantly witness to thousands of arrests.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful
they
thing
find-
of living across the
Wow.
street from the precinct.
Yeah,
Yep.
no, they finally caught on to Chris and that he's part of my bootlegging operation for Moonshine.
Oh no!
We weren't supposed to hear about that sound. All right.
Caller. Anything else?
No,
Anyone else?
one of my grandfathers actually got busted for moonshining and spent like 2 years in prison for that shit. I am not making this up.
Ouch! Ouch!
That's rough.
In Michigan?
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
Well,
right.
as
Wrap it up,
unfortunately, folks, all good things must come to an end, and thus this show must come to an end. It's almost 11:30, and most of us have things that we need to be doing in the morning, and thus need sleep. Or in MDS's case, he's already had his sleep and needs to go actually be productive right now. So, we should
again, guys, I'm really sorry for coming.
Don't stop apologizing. You're fine. Don't worry about it. It's Lord knows we all have our moments of of things.
Pure
Trust
whimsy.
me, it's far better that you show up late for our show than you show up late for your own show. So don't worry about it.
I'd not hear the end of it.
Exactly.
No, you wouldn't.
Exactly.
I'd be all over you like white on rice.
Yeah. And speaking of which, since you guys are here, I can let you guys do the plugs for your own shows. So MDS and Taker, feel free to plug your show and plug yourselves as much as you would like.
You want me to do it, or you want you to do it, Taker?
Go ahead.
Okay. You guys can catch us shooting the breeze tomorrow. Actually,
No,
later tonight. later.
No, it's not Saturday. It's not Friday yet for me.
Yeah.
Okay. Tomorrow, then, that is. You can catch us
for you. Tomorrow for you.
Tomorrow for me.
Yeah, in 2 days for those of us in the Western Hemisphere.
All right. You can catch us at Twitter on Shooting the Breeze, SHOOTINDABREEZ1, because some bitch just took Shooting the Breeze. We don't know who he is or she is.
Block a bitch.
Yeah. Find him and block him.
You guys can also catch us on Shooting the Breeze. We have the official YouTube channel, we have the official iTunes, we have the official SoundCloud as well. You can catch this guy, Takers Minion, at Takers_Minion. You can catch me on at Twitter as well, Becky Got Bank 666. That's just about it. Yeah.
And to let everybody know, this Saturday show will be 1 hour earlier, which is 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central Time. We are having our big super show, and I have an idea, and I need to talk to one of the panelists before she leaves after we go off air. So, Tonya, stick around. I need to talk to you for a minute.
Okay.
All right.
So that's it.
And speaking of Tonya, if you would like to plug your own places where we can find you.
Yeah, you can catch me on Twitter I made my Twitter handle hard to find because I don't want everybody following me. But you guys are cool. You're listening. So it's at Militia Malice Joe. Or you can just simply like search for Cowboy from Hell, because that's my handle. Right now it's Curb Stomping Cowboy from Hell, but I'm probably going to change it like the day of the Rumble to something else. Yeah. But yeah, Militia Malice Joe.
All right. And Sal?
You can catch me at Kuzmano_Sal. And my new show, I'm hoping to have it up like next week. I got a couple. Yeah, I might not. I've recorded a couple pilot episodes that aren't going out yet, but I've had some issues like getting them into the MP3 format, so that's been fun and a bit of a headache. But I'm hoping to have it up by next week. If not, it'll be the week after. You can catch that at cedarbridgemedia.com, or if you follow me, you can or at cedar_bridge on the Twitters. Or if you follow me, I have the Twitter account and the link both in my little profile thingy, so you can find them there. Yeah.
Is it still going to be called Match Fixing?
Yes, it will be still called Match Fixing.
Excellent.
Nice.
Right.
I know. Solo show, so it's been weird. Like, if I can just say this really quick, like for a dual show like this, like when you get a group, it's way different to a solo show.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, solo show's tough. Solo show's real tough.
It is.
Yeah.
That is.
See you, my friend, for doing it.
Especially if you don't have something to throw to. Like, it's entirely different if you're like a radio DJ and you have music to throw to give yourself breaks. If you're just talking solo constantly, that is difficult. So all the props to you, my friend, for putting the effort and making it happen. All right. All of our friends as well, affiliated podcasts are Philip Dawson with the Dawson Report on Thursdays. You can find him on Twitter at Philip Bexman for all the information about that show. You can also follow our friends at Not Your Demographic, Face Like Feministas, and The Married Marks on all major podcasting syndication networks and on all social media platforms. Please, if you guys are aware of any other wrestling podcasts that are positive and uplifting and worthy of being part of the wrestling community, I trust all of your judgment in the chat because you guys have proven yourselves to be excellent people as well. If you have any other recommendations or other shows you would like for us to plug, please shout them out to us at any point in time.
I have one. I have two.
Don't forget, of course, also the Violent Wrestling Podcast with our friends Ambrose Alley and Prince Moxley Lopez. Still in the coming soon stages, but we'll again keep you updated as to when that is going to be happening.
I've got two that I want to plug for you that I want you to
take it.
They're both on the MLW network. And one is Something to Wrestle With, Bruce Pritchard and Conrad Thompson. That usually drops on Mondays, I think. And then there's one, I think it drops on Thursday. What Happened When, and that's with Tony Schiavone and Conrad Thompson. Both of those shows are on MLW Network, and they're both great.
All right, excellent. You can find our show on Twitter at 2guys1sport, number 2, number 1 in the handle, and in the description below the video, you can also find the link to our iTunes channel. You can subscribe to us there, give us a rating, give us a recommendation, and of course, as always, spread the word to friends and family, everybody in your circle that is a fan of wrestling. To let them know to tune into us because we are always looking to grow our audience and to bring more of you into the fold to join our wonderful community. You guys are the highlight of our week, and it is a pleasure to be a part of this with all of you.
Thank
George?
You. First and foremost, a sincere thank you to our 4 guests. Thanks for coming on. Short notice for one of them, but still, thanks for making it happen. It was a pleasure to talk to you guys. I had fun.
Yes,
as did I.
This was a privilege and a pleasure, and you were all welcome to come back.
Thank you for a pure show.
You're welcome.
As always,
thank you for having us. Thank you for having us.
As always, don't work yourself into a shoot.
Of course.
Don't show your ass on Twitter. Sorry, Chris, I'm adding that in now. Don't show your ass on Twitter.
Both literally and metaphorically.
Yes.
Because if we do, it'll be hashtag Blockabitch.
And Blockabitch 2018. I'm all in on that now, TR. All in. But
wait, you're Cody Rhodes now?
With us. Thanks for starting your weekend with us. Enjoy the wrestling. We didn't even talk about New Japan. We didn't even talk about NXT. Great weekend in Graps. Thank you for starting it with us. That's Chris. I'm George. Good night, everybody.
Yep. And we will be back next week with all the stuff that we didn't talk about tonight. Until then, episode 46 is in the books. Good night, folks.